Nearly 30 years ago, the college football universe was in a combustible state, causing the stars above to collide and realign. The SEC championship game was created. And in the beginning, like heaven and earth itself, it was Alabama versus Florida.
Intercepted by Langham. Touchdown, Alabama. Alabama wins the inaugural Southeastern Conference Championship.
At first, the old guard tide prevailed, but it was the Gators who would redefine the physics of the gridiron. During the next decade, the gravitational pull of the game kept bringing these two rivals back together, producing two titanic title collisions.
We welcome you to the SEC Championship, the Crimson Tide and the Florida Gators. Touchdown, Florida.
This guy's unbelievable.
The Gators have beaten the Alabama Crimson Tide to win the SEC Championship.
Left side. Touchdown, Alabama.
Alabama, the dreaming is over.
On Judgment Day, I won't fade away. I'll be pushing on.
That Alabama victory sparked a seismic shift. The Saban dynasty was launched.
I want to win every game we play. And what I would like for every football team to do that we play is to sit there and say, I hate playing against these guys.
And over the years, its trajectory morphed from stifling defense to revolutionary offense.
Jones to the end zone. Oh, what a catch! Devontae Smith!
With the Gators' star flickering, Dan Mullen returned to Gainesville and ignited a stellar rebirth.
You gotta love the opportunity to go play the game tonight. Take advantage of this opportunity that we've been given.
Here come the Gators. Touchdown to Kyle Pitts. Oh, go! Oh, touchdown, Gators!
In the most turbulent of years, what could be more comforting and exhilarating than yet another meeting between Alabama and Florida for the championship of the SEC.
And with that, we bring you to Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta and the SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. The stars aligned just in time, didn't they? 7th-ranked Florida, the winners of the East. Number 1 Alabama, the winners of the West. As you take a look at the college football standings, we congratulate the other champions. Oklahoma, the Big 12, Ohio State in the Big 10, and Clemson in the ACC. And that sets us up for the nightcap in prime time in the SEC here in Atlanta. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler with Gary Danielson and Jamie Erdahl. In a normal year, this game would have been played 2 weeks ago. We all know that 2020, anything but normal. But through a lot of hard work, we all made it. We got here. And the one thing that is kind of normal, partner, is that these two teams have been in this game more than anybody else, each making their 13th appearance. And now it's for the SEC Championship and more.
It is. You know, it's year 151 of college football, and we made it to the finish line. But this is a sport of opinion. And yesterday and all day today, you saw these great teams trying to leave one lasting impression. We got one more game to go. Number 1, and Florida's in here saying, can we make an impression and knock off the big guys? I love watching these athletes play consequential football, and we got a good one.
Well, in a pinnacle game like this, you've always got subplots, too, and we got a really good one tonight because the two quarterbacks are obviously in the Heisman Trophy chase, and who knows, maybe whoever has the better night will win that coveted award. The voting ends on Monday. And there's Kyle Trask getting ready to take the field. Mac Jones will shortly. You know, a couple of months ago, Nick Saban said it used to be that good defense beat good offenses. He said good defenses don't beat good offenses anymore, and we got two of the best offenses in the country.
Well, you better have a good offense in modern football, and to have a good offense, you better have a trigger man, and these two teams have two of the best in college football. I love these two guys. They came up the hard way. They learned the offense, they earned the respect of their teammates, and they let it go, and they've got some weapons around them to let it go. When Trask throws the ball or Mac Jones throws the ball in this game, they start out with two guys in college football that really no one can cover. Devontae Smith and Kyle Pitts. I don't even know if NFL teams could cover these guys. I know college team guys can't. But that's not the only one. They got a second guy, Najee Harris for Alabama, running back, receiver, and Kadarius Toney. He is a highlight film every time he touches the ball. And by the way, they got more guys than just those two each. They got a lot of weapons on these offenses.
So with things being almost equal, maybe the defense will be the difference.
Yeah, it could be. I tell you, I think the team that holds on to the ball will win the game.
All right, well, one team averages almost 50 points a game. The other one, 41 points a game. So we expect fireworks indoors in Atlanta. Alabama already on the field. Dan Mullen ready to lead Florida out. The SEC Championship on CBS presented by Dr. Pepper, sponsored by Aflac, GMC, Sonic, and by Dr. Pepper. Kickoff coming up. Set to crown a champion in Atlanta between number 1 Alabama and number 7 Florida. But first we check in with the third member of our team, Jamie Erdahl. Jamie?
Brad, tonight marks the 69th football game played in this 2020 SEC season. It's a remarkable number considering 71 were meant to be played. COVID-19 protocols postponed a handful, but scheduling flexibility prevailed. However, this season was not without its stresses. I spoke with several players from both teams. I asked them one simple question. What was the hardest part? They all took me back to the beginning. An isolated, extended training camp, starting a season with all the outside noise. It was tough, it was distracting. But what is more rewarding after a 10-game unprecedented SEC schedule than Alabama and Florida playing once again for this trophy after this historic irregular season?
As Nick Saban said, it's a pretty nice trophy. You get a ring, and the memories last forever. The 41st meeting all time between the Gators and the Tide, and it's for the title. And here's the championship history. As I mentioned, each team has been in it 13 times. Alabama leads the series 5-4 in the matchups, and you see the national titles. Dan Mullen in his third year has done a great job getting Florida to the top of the East. Nick Saban in his 14th year for Alabama, the perennial West champs it seems, except last year. Florida won the toss and deferred. Alabama will start offensively. And our starting lineups presented by Dr. Pepper will bring out Mac Jones with the starting lineup. And a sensational year. Number 2 in the country in completion percentage, 27 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He's been nothing short of magnificent. And the rest of the offense that trots out with Mac looks like this. You talk about guys that sometimes get forgotten a little bit. The offensive line, the time that they give him. Alex Leatherwood, that left tackle, one of the captains for tonight's game.
There's a lot of good football players on the field like we talked about. One job I would not want to have tonight, lining up against Leatherwood.
Good point. So first down, Alabama. Najee Harris trots in to join Mac Jones in the backfield. And he'll get the carry. And only got about a yard. Mahmoud Diabate in on the stop for the Florida defense. That looks like this. Defensive front. Ventrell Miller, their leading tackler, coming in. Had 16 tackles last week. And there's the back end with the secondary for Todd Grantham.
Alabama has an extra offensive lineman in the game.
Play action. Jones zips it down the middle and got it to Devontae Smith across midfield. So immediately number 6 makes his presence felt.
Yeah, only a 2-man route. They max protected, made sure Jones is there. He's going to come across on the dig route. It's almost impossible to throw it over his head because he goes up and gets everything.
19-yard gain, and immediately Alabama in Florida territory. Back to Najee Harris, weaving his way. Good run by Najee Harris down to the 42-yard line. Diabate had to make the stop again.
You wonder, I think the big question going into this game is, can this Florida defense handle this balanced attack from Alabama? LSU last week ran 86 plays against this defense. They've got to find a way to take away something from Alabama.
Najee Harris got 7, 2nd down and 3. He'll try to pick up the 1st down, and he does, and he got to the next level down to the 29-yard line. Came right out of his shoe in a 1st down, Alabama.
Watching the game last week on that slippery Arkansas field, Najee was somewhat ineffective, but on this turf, he is good on fast turf. He darts, and he's tough to bring down. He's not just a scamper guy, he's a run-you-over guy, too.
Comes in with almost 1,100 yards rushing. He's over that now. And, of course, 22 touchdowns on the ground, leads the nation. From the 29, 1st down, Bama. Jones wanted a throwback screen. He's going to have to just knock it in the dirt. Florida had it pretty well read. Brenton Cox was applying the pressure.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a busted play by Alabama. I think they made a mistake. Nobody to throw it to.
Well, there's good, bad, and ugly for Florida.
Yes.
31 sacks, which is good. Allowing that many yards, not so much. And they've given up 28 points plus 5 times. That's their ugly.
I think the Florida coaches are wondering, was it intentional grounding? Was there someone there?
There were a lot more blue jerseys than there were white jerseys. I know that.
I think it was to Najee Harris, but he couldn't find him to throw him the ball.
Yep, Najee couldn't make his number 22 known. This time they fake it to him to go down the middle. That ball was tipped, I think. It was intended for Slade Bolden, but I think somebody's got a hand on it. Might have been a Diabate, who's been involved in a lot of plays already.
It was Diabate, number 11, that got his hand on that ball. See the lane. He reaches out with his right hand and just gets it before Bolden can. Good play.
Alabama going with a little tempo here, trying to hurry it up on a 3rd down and 10. They're a 59% 3rd down conversion team, which is number 1 in the country, and they might have gotten a free 5 on this one. Marlon Dunlap, I think, jumped into the neutral zone. Matt Leffler's our referee, and he'll let us know.
Offside with contact, number 91 on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Landon Dickerson actually participates in this with his head. He moves it around, and when he does that, just that little tweak right there, just enough. The quarterback's doing it. Mac Jones does a great job of it. They don't actually go silent count. They fake the clap, and they got him.
Makes the 3rd down a little easier. 3rd and 5 for Jones. Pressure coming. Got rid of it. Complete to Devontae Smith. Broke 1 tackle. Did he get there? I think he did by stretching out.
I don't know if he got a great spot on that one. Good pickup by Najee Harris to clean up the pocket. Number 22 right there. And as Alabama goes fast, they're going to get the 1st down with a sneak.
Quarterback sneak. They didn't even wait to see if they wanted to measure. And Dickerson led the way, and Mac Jones right behind him.
See, replay stopped it, so even though they got the 1st down, if it's called short now, they might have to do it again. Play was stopped.
I don't think we've had 5 measurements all year. They might have to bring the sticks out here, or first they'll look at replay and a review.
Well, Gene taught us why they don't have to measure as much anymore, because they mark it on the line all the time, right? But halfway through the year, he says, you know, they always try to get it to the nearest line so they don't have to do it anymore. Did he step out before he reached the ball?
I don't think so.
No, he didn't.
Never landed. I think you're right. I don't think the spot was very good. Again, he's still in midair right there, and he has crossed the line with the ball.
So they should get it with the replay. They did get it with the play that didn't count. Let's see what happens.
David Allman's our replay official.
And remember, without the penalty, they would not have got that first down right there.
Gene Steratore, our rules official. Gene, what do you think?
You know, as I was looking at it, I was seeing if someone was out of bounds, and when I look at the headlines, when he's winding the clock,
the player
so he has
made
him
the
in.
line to gain. Therefore, it's a first down on the 19-yard line.
So they got it either way.
I think that's a great job.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
And it's in the red zone, where Alabama is very effective. 91% of the time they score something, including 41 touchdowns this year.
So remember the 3rd and 10 offsides. You know, if you think about Florida and their defense, they almost have to play a perfect football game. Doesn't mean you have to play soft or anxious, but making those self-inflicted wounds before the snap, that really hurt you.
2 tight ends, Forrestall and Billingsley out there. Play fake. Jones on a crossing route to Forrestall, and he's got it down to the 8-yard line, first to goal.
And this ball was going to Forrestall no matter what. This was a tight end delay. The rest of the receivers were decoys. The tight end on the left, number 87, is going to block, hold, and it was going to him the whole way.
Forrestall coming off a career-high 6 catches for 52 yards last week. His first one got him down close, and Najee Harris gets him to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama.
Love the way Najee just kind of patiently bounces around and waits for those blocks to the right side of the line. Neal gets a good block, 2nd level block by Ekiyor that time, and then Najee just trots it into the end zone.
Reichard in for the point after. Hasn't missed one this year. In fact, he hasn't missed a field goal either. Extra point up and good. Got some bad news for Florida. When Alabama scores on their opening drive, they're 147-8 under Nick Saban. This guy knows how to find the end zone. For the 23rd time this year, Najee Harris for the score. Friday night in Atlanta. Stream CBS Sports HQ, the completely free and always on sports news network for highlights, breaking news, and expert picks. Download the CBS Sports app on your phone or connected TV to watch today. Najee Harris making history on the opening drive of the football game for Alabama.
And remember, not just a touchdown run, but the key block he got on 3rd down to keep Mac Jones clean for that first down throw.
He's also tied Sean Alexander's school record of 50 touchdowns if you add in his receiving scores over his career. But some pretty impressive names, including a couple of Heisman Trophy winners that he just passed with that score on the ground. Kadarius Toney and Malik Davis waiting on Reichard's kick. Kadarius Toney camps under it at the 4. He is dangerous. And he's already in the open field, but a good open field tackle brings him down at the 28-yard line. Patrick Surtain on the special teams makes a nice open field tackle. Let's take a look at the Dr. Pepper starting lineups. And it starts with number 11. Kyle Trask comes in leading the country. 40 touchdown passes, only 5 interceptions, and 2 of those came a week ago. Also leads the country in completions. There's the group that joins him. Trayvon Grimes, some people forget about him. He's got 8 scoring receptions as well, along with the other guys that Gary talked about in the open. And his first pass is Malik Davis.
You know, Ness, Coach Saban catches a little grief sometimes by putting his stars on special teams, but it's a good thing he had a sure tackler Surtain on that one, because that was an open field tackle, and they had their best player out there to make it.
There was a lot of green this side of the hash marks, that's for sure, on that return. Dameon Pierce. They fake it to him, and Trask keeps it.
Did he miss the handoff? Because I think he did. Can't imagine they'd be running a play like this early and take a hit right here. Oh yeah, the ball popped out, but you may be right. He was going to keep the ball, or he thought Dameon was going to take it, and all of a sudden it was almost a disaster.
That's one of those I got it, you take it plays.
It's a good thing he got it back.
Florida also good on 3rd down conversions this year. They got a 3rd and 6 right here. Trask down the middle. And what a catch by guess who? Kyle Pitts. He's back.
Well, he was matched up against Brian Branch, the true freshman, number 14. Tough matchup. Safety against a 6'6" and throw it high, and he goes and gets it.
That's what you talked about a few minutes ago, and it's a first down at the 46-yard line. Naquan Wright in the backfield with Trask, who's getting ready to light it up again. Maybe he'll have to keep this one dragged down from behind, but he got to the 49-yard line. Will Anderson made the tackle.
Late flag, and I wonder if they're going to call roughing on this player, unnecessary roughness.
Looked like a clean tackle to me.
You know,
personal foul targeting number 8 on the defense.
Christian Harris ducked his head.
Under further review.
Christian Harris ducked his head on the tackle. I don't know if he made contact, but he did duck his head.
Their most important linebacker, arguably. If his targeting holds up, he's going to be out of the game. He missed him. Maybe he tried to target him.
Yeah,
but
he missed him.
He hit him in the back.
Yeah, he almost actually hit Will Anderson as well, I think.
Gene Steratore is going to join us again. Gene?
What we've got to know in this situation is Trask is still a runner, so he's not defenseless. So the only type of targeting we can have here is with the use of the helmet, and I don't think there's anything there.
And they picked it up, took it back. Well, so far, 2 reviews, and they got them both right. So, luckily for number 8, Christian Harris, who's playing with a shoulder injury a little bit from the game against Arkansas last week, and he is their leading tackler for this defense. There's the front guys. Harris, as I just mentioned, their leading tackler with Allen and Moses, and the back end in the secondary.
So Christian Harris was somewhat of a game-time decision with that injury. Practiced all week, but did not have contact. And the way he tried to make that tackle, you almost saw he was favoring that arm.
Yeah. 2 tight ends set with Pitts and Zipper in there for Florida. And Malik Davis in the backfield on 2nd down and 7. Trask bobbled the snap a little bit, going deep. Out there is Pitts. No good. Incomplete. Surtain on the coverage.
Well, that's an NFL matchup right there. Most likely 2 number 1 draft picks. Surtain and Pitts.
Might get a chance to do this for the next 10 years is what you're saying.
If the ball was in play, I like 84 on that to the outside. You got to keep the ball on the field just a little bit too wide, uncatchable.
Kyle Pitts didn't play against LSU. Had they had him, maybe it would have been a different outcome. We'll never know. 3rd down and 7. And just inside the Gator 49. Trask going to go deep. He's got Tony, and he's got it. Touchdown, Florida. Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney was in the slot, and he was matched up against the true freshman Malachi Moore. In the slot, there's the matchup. Watch him go to the outside and then turn, and he's got him beat, and it's a perfect throw.
In stride, 51-yard touchdown pass. And we're an extra point away from being even.
The longest pass play Malachi Moore has given up all season.
Extra point by McPherson is up and good. Well, touchdown pass number 41 for Kyle Trask, and it couldn't be much prettier than what it was.
Anybody surprised that it's started the way it was reported to start? They got offenses.
73 yards in 6 plays, 7-7 in Atlanta. Five minutes into the game, and the fireworks have started in Atlanta. 7-7. Kadarius Toney, his 10th receiving touchdown of the year from 51 yards out. He can do a lot of different things, including return punts. Used as a running back. That time a perfect throw and catch to tie the game. Billingsley's not going to get out.
I think Helms, number 29, had a block in the back that time. It's going to go back another half the distance here.
Going to take it inside the 10 or very close.
During the return, illegal block in the back. On the return team, number 29, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Not 60 minutes tomorrow. What does the Pfizer vaccine mean for the pandemic? 60 Minutes talks to the team's key players to find out. That's tomorrow on CBS. And they will spot the ball at the 9.
A little different. They started at the 30 last time because of the penalty by the Gators on the kickoff.
So 2 tight end set, Forrestall and Billingsley in there. Forrestall switching over to the left side. Both of them go that way, in fact. And Devontae Smith in motion. And this is Najee Harris trying to follow his blockers. He got about 3.
Well, that was good fill that time by that Gator defense. Coming up, those safeties, they make a lot of tackles. You're going to have to fill fast and then hold on and read it correctly for the play action passes. It's a real chess game for those safeties in modern college football.
Florida's defense ranks 5th in the SEC, calling in 6th against the rush. They stop Najee Harris after a short gain here. 2nd down and 7. Jones firing far side, and he got Devontae Smith again. And another perfect throw.
Only a 3-man rush, stacked to the outside. Devontae's on a safety this time. You get him on that safety like that, no way you can cover him. 3-man rush, plenty of clean pocket to throw the ball, and he steps in and delivers it.
And a 24-yard strike and a first down at the 36.
I think both teams now realize that it's a score point football game.
Jones off the play fake, goes again, complete to Billingsley, and another Alabama first down.
Because Jalen Waddle injury has really opened up playing time for Billingsley, number 19. Is a hybrid type of a tight end. By putting him in that H-back tight end spot, he gets matched up on linebackers a lot, and he's pretty quick.
So completions of 24 and 15 yards has put Alabama back in Florida territory at the 49. Najee Harris cuts it outside, spins his way out for about 8, maybe 9. What a great combination of moves and power for this guy.
And he's smart, as we talked about, picks up the blitzes, catches the ball out of the backfield, probably one of the most valuable backs in college football.
And he's got a first down, and he's into the secondary again and blasts his way down inside the 30.
And did I mention, well, I know Brad did, we mentioned that that offensive line is pretty high quality.
Yeah.
Talking to
Najee Harris again.
And I was going to say, talking to Steve Sarkisian, the offensive coordinator, on the phone the other night, he said he wanted to go up tempo. He feels that the Gator defensive line is not as deep as maybe they would like, and he feels that they can run the ball, hurry up, and tire them out for later in the game. And you can see he's doing it already.
Sark in his second stint as the coordinator at Alabama. Done a marvelous job, and he's been rumored as a possible head coach elsewhere. 2nd down and almost 7. Quick throw out on the flat. Devontae Smith. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4. Marco Wilson on the stop. So another 3rd down. They need to get just inside the 20-yard line to move the sticks. Already 4 catches for Devontae Smith for 52 yards here in the first quarter.
Interesting, Alabama allowed Florida to bring on their nickel package that time. They did not go hurry up.
Jones. A lot of pressure, and he stuck it in there, but no! It's intercepted by Trey Dean. And the ball comes out again, and Devontae Smith has got it back for Alabama.
John Mechie was with the hit. Number 8 dislodged it, and Devontae got it.
This is going to be a crazy first down for the Tide.
Well, it was a really nice interception on the play by Trey Dean. Just took it right away on the interception.
Right there, I thought it was a catch, and
sure
there's the robbery. And here comes the tackle.
Boom. And there's the fumble recovered. It'll be first down, Alabama.
Crazy way to get a first down, and we hope that...
You're not allowed to have a blindside block, but you sure can make a blindside tackle.
Right. Trey Dean is the recipient, and Mechie saved the day there. Trey Dean, a Georgia native out of Hampton.
And they're already short of safety with Sean Davis out of this football game. That'll be a tough loss for the Gators.
Take a look, another look at Trey Dean's interception.
Slightly behind Forrestal, and that allowed Trey Dean to come in there and muscle it away.
Forrestal had both hands on it.
Yep.
You could see it, and then he just picked his pocket. And coming back the other way, Mechie with that blast. And Alabama recovers and will have a first down. Trey Dean heading to the sideline. We're heading to a short break. We'll be right back. Tomorrow, NFL on CBS begins at noon Eastern. JB and the guys, the NFL today. And we got a doubleheader for you. 49ers and Cowboys in game one. And what a great matchup in the second game. Chiefs and the Saints. Jim, Tony, and Tracy will be there. It's the old against the new.
Yeah.
A guy that's closing in on 80,000 passing yards. And the reigning MVP, Patrick Mahomes.
And a guy who, if he stays healthy, will get to 80,000.
Trey Dean's out of the tent. Looks like he's okay.
It's great news. Made a great play on that one, and you never expect that tackle like that.
Tre'Vez Johnson takes his spot, at least for now. He's a true freshman, and let's see if the Alabama offense tries to pick on him. Jones scanning the field. Lobs one, Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Alabama.
Well, Florida's in what they call quarters coverage. And what Steve Sarkisian drew up here was something that can beat it. When you cross receivers from one side, you eat up two defenders, and then you sneak Devontae White across. Really tough. They're trying to play quarters, and it's impossible. Tough to cover quarters when you cross that guy, and that is a beautifully designed play by Steve Sarkisian.
Rockard's in for the point after, up and good. It's actually going to go as a 31-yard touchdown drive in one play, but that's because of the crazy play that preceded it. 14-7, Alabama.
Smooth driving pays off. With Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you save. You've never been in better hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Gare, that would have been a 91-yard touchdown drive, but we had the crazy interception and then the fumble recovery by Alabama that made it a one-play drive in 14 seconds.
Yeah, I think he fed, if you're Mac Jones there, he fed the guy who got the fumble and saved your interception on the play. I think he knew he had that right from the snap. He was just waiting for Devontae to get there.
Short kick. Kadarius Toney will take it from the 5. He had a good return last time. Little hesitation step, got it across the 20 to the 21. DeMarco Hellams made the stop there. And now Do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot.
Well, when you've got so many great football players, it's smart to use all your stars. And Devontae Smith showed us last week what a star can do. Remember, we thought this was in the stands?
Yeah.
He actually went up 10 feet, 8 inches to grab it, and he could have dunked it on the play.
Not only that, that's his dad right in his bicep of the left arm, which is an awesome picture.
Amazing picture.
Here's Kadarius Toney. Little swing pass, and Toney's got a first down. Out across the 31-yard line.
One more look at that picture of his dad. How about that?
You keep that one forever,
absolutely.
man.
Think about the odds of that happening. And remember, he was probably there his whole life teaching him how to catch the ball and run routes, and there he is.
Very hard to teach somebody to make that kind of grab, and he makes so many of them. They look routine by now.
I guarantee you he's taking credit for it, though.
Sure he will. That's what all dads do.
Yep.
From the 32, Toney this time on the ground with a cutback run and a good one. Kadarius Toney, another first down. We said he can do it in a variety of ways, and this time he gets it out to the 45.
When we talked with Nick Saban, he was especially concerned with number 1. He says, yeah, Kyle Pitts is a really tough matchup, but we never know how they're going to get the ball to Kadarius Toney. Quick screens, jet sweeps, and we've already seen how he goes down the sideline.
And he said they create so many headaches, Advil can't even handle it.
Yeah, that's what he said, exactly.
At the 45, first down Florida, trying to answer the Alabama touchdown here with just under 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Just a three-man rush. Trask sets up, loads, fires deep, got a man, and he just overshot Justin Shorter. If that pass was a little shorter, it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, he had Josh Jones that time, and he did a stutter down the field. Watch him go down the field and just stutter and then go. That's all you need. You just need that DB to just slow down a half step, and you go right by him. Right now, Dan Mullen is pitching a perfect game with his play calling. And you know what? He almost has to. He's got to keep spreading that ball and keep this Alabama defense off balance, and he is doing it.
You got to figure you have to score about 45 to stay in this thing.
I think so.
2nd and 10. Trask looks left, comes back across the middle, and he's got Pitts. And it's a first down where Surtain draped all over him.
Well, I'm running out of things to say good here, and it's only the first quarter. How about this? That's a tight end who knows how to get off the jam with a defensive back who's going to be drafted in the first round. Guy's an amazing football player, and they're different. I said that in the Georgia game. They're different without him, and they lost last week without him.
Didn't play in the loss to LSU. First down at the Alabama 45. Trask looking left the whole way. Goes that way and in and out of the hands of Trayvon Grimes. A little bit of double coverage over there, and he still put it close to a completion.
One of the question marks I had is, could this offensive line for Florida, they gave up 4 sacks last week against LSU. They stayed max protection that time, and look how good of protection they had in that pocket for Kyle Trask. They even kept in Pitts on that play to block.
They bring in Emory Jones at quarterback. Normally the running quarterback, but who knows on 2nd down and 10. And it is a run all the way. Trying to get to the edge, and he did. And he's got a first down and then some. Inside the 30. Good play calling there by Jones to pick up the first down.
Remember, Dan Mullen was the offensive coordinator when Florida played against Alabama with Tim Tebow, and he used this type of attack with a running quarterback. He also had Dak Prescott in Mississippi State. So he knows that a running quarterback gives this Bama defense problems. He's putting them in the first quarter.
Got a 17-yard gain out of it. And a first down for Florida, continuing their drive. Here comes a blitz. Trask over the middle, and this time incomplete, as Dylan Moses was covering Kyle Pitts that time. Tough coverage for a linebacker, but Dylan Moses did a nice job. Five out of 9, including a touchdown so far for Kyle Trask. That's Kadarius Toney in motion on 2nd down and 10. Here's a running play by a running back, I should say.
That was pretty good.
Naquan Wright for a yard.
The surprise in that call. He was like, what are they doing? Just enough. You got to sprinkle it in. And this time the Alabama defense is ready for it. Take on the lead blocker and make the play. Good job by Christian Harris, number 8.
Tough 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 9.
Alabama has not blitzed yet and tried to get Trask that ball out of his hand quickly. Doesn't look like they're going to do it here either.
Empty backfield. 5 receivers set for the Gators, trying to get down to the 18-yard line to keep this drive alive. Play clock down to 2. Gonna have to hustle. Just got it, and it's Trask running. He doesn't get the first down, but they're going to be in field goal range. Christian Barmore in on the tackle.
Well, he always says, Dan, about his quarterbacks, is they have to be willing runners. They don't have to be great runners. But that time Barmore saved the first down because I think he might have got 2 or 3 more yards, and Dan might have been tempted to go for it on 4th down.
Evan McPherson, who missed a 51-yarder against LSU in the fog last week that he'd love to have back, will try from 40 yards out. Evan McPherson's kick on the way, just inside the right upright, good. So Florida has to settle for 3 with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Alabama with the lead. Florida within 4.
Adam Zucker with this Jeep update. We pondered with Brad and Gary on the pregame where an undefeated Cincinnati might fit into the playoff picture now. Alabama transfer Jerome Ford making the first statement against Tulsa through Tulsa. 42 yards and a 7-0 lead in the American Championship. But there's another team from Ohio looking to stay top 4.
All right, Zuck, thanks. 14-10 here in the SEC Championship game, where our aerial coverage of tonight's game is provided by Goodyear. Christmas lights, the city of Atlanta.
You know, Ness, I was just thinking last week we did Army-Navy, and there was a total of 12 first downs in the whole game. We're already at 14 in this game.
I knew you were going to bring that up early.
Well, I didn't know if they'd get there this early, but they did.
This kick goes a yard deep. Billingsley's going to bring it out. And the big tight end, wide receiver type, gets it out across the 25. Nice return. Early comparison of the 2 star quarterbacks. Here's how it looks so far. Both looking good. That one interception, the only bad spot for Mac Jones. Jamie.
Well, it's become a bit of a game in Tuscaloosa. Which Alabama opponent is going to call Mac Jones a game manager this week to really tick off the offensive line and the wide receivers? Well, I asked Mac if it bugs him. He said, what good quarterback isn't a good game manager? He said last week Arkansas dropped 8 guys into the backfield. I'll game manage my way into 7-yard checkdowns all day long.
Absolutely.
You saw Trey Dean is back in there after being shaken up on that interception return. Najee Harris for about 5.
Well, so far to me, the difference in the game is that this Alabama team has a better running attack.
And a good balance.
Yes, a little more balance. So it's a little more on Kyle Trask, where the Alabama team has a 2-3 ways to attack you, but when they can run the ball, that opens up the play action game for them.
Jones moves Harris behind him in a pistol set here at the 31. Gives it to Najee Harris. And only about 3. Nice job by the defense. Donovan Steiner and Brenton Cox there to make the hit for Florida.
And that's that safety up there making those tackles for 2 or 3 yards. And that's great. When you can sneak that 7th and 8th guy up there as safeties, it really helps, but it's dangerous long term.
Jones has time. Crossing route broken up. Great job defensively by Florida and Brad Stewart, that star in the secondary. And we got a late flag.
Personal foul, hands to the face on the defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Wow, that's a killer. Zach Carter with the penalty.
It was on the left side of Mac Jones that time, number 17. I don't know if it was on Brown or Leatherwood. There it is over there on Leatherwood. Right there is the play. Leatherwood's got a skin. You see how he pushes him back with his face mask?
That's a good call.
Got it.
He got all of that. And the center judge immediately threw the flag. So instead of a stop, it's a first down Alabama at the 48. Some costly penalties on the Gators here in the first quarter. Forrestal in motion. Najee Harris gets the call. Broke a tackle or 2. And a good run again. Ventrell Miller brings him down, but not before he got inside the 43-yard line.
Kind of feels like he's skipping through there, doesn't he? Just kind of hops in there. He looks, almost feels like he's got both feet on the ground and then dances away to another 8-9 yard gain.
Najee came in with almost 3,500 rushing yards in his Alabama career, and he's adding to it tonight. This time he goes out as a wide receiver to the top of the screen. Jones pumps once, has some pressure, and he's going to go down. He wanted to go deep, and he waited too long.
Well, Mac Jones should not have been surprised by what the coverage was. When they moved out Najee, nobody went with him. He knew it was zone. He just couldn't find anybody. Did he get a check down? Nobody to throw to. Good coverage by that zone coverage by the Florida Gators and force him into a sack.
Andrew Chatfield with the sack to end the first quarter. End of one, 14-10. Top-ranked Alabama will return to Atlanta after this message and a word from your local station. Back to start the second quarter. The SEC Championship on CBS presented by Dr. Pepper. And the second quarter opens with Alabama at the Florida 48, 3rd down and 7. Empty backfield. Mac Jones down the middle and complete, and it's Slade Bolden, and it's a first down. And we welcome you back to the booth. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie's down on the field. First quarter is about what we expected. Hard to stop the Stars.
It is, but Florida's had 3 key mistakes on 3rd down. 3rd and 10, they had an offside penalty. 3rd down, they had an interception and they fumbled.
Yep.
And then they just had a 3rd down penalty with their face mask right there. And then they convert right then again. So the drive has stayed alive. Florida could have gotten off the field. They have not gotten off the field. There's a little miscues. 2 penalties and a fumble.
First down at the 33. Alabama playing with a 4-point lead here. Play fake, the pump. And now the deep ball. Jones going through all of it. And Mechie, he ran out of real estate. Caught it, but he's out of bounds.
Jones was looking to his right that time, and by the time he got back to the other side of the field, the defender falls down, but it's too late to rocket the ball in there. Torrance is the one who fell down, and Mechie goes, I had my chance.
Mac Jones told us a couple of weeks ago, he tells his wide receivers, never stop running. I'd rather underthrow and complete the pass than overthrow it incomplete. That one was an overthrow incomplete. Najee Harris for about 3. Harris starting to rack up yardage. 74 already here early in the second quarter.
3rd down again. Another opportunity to get off the field.
They've got to get to the 23 of the Gators for a first down. 3rd down and 7.
Devontae in the slot.
Najee now will come all the way across the field. That's where the ball is going. Great catch out in front of him. He's close to a first down. And if he didn't get it, maybe it's close enough to go for it.
Again, another one of those plays where it was only going to Najee. This was a screen to the outside. The receivers were blocking the whole time. And as you say, it's close. Did they call it a first down?
Yep, he took the yard marker with him. So that was good enough. First down, Alabama.
Another 3rd down conversion. Another review on a first down play.
Najee Harris came in with 27 catches on the year.
I thought Najee Harris showed his ability just catching the ball on that play. Did he get to the line on this one?
Well, his whole body goes sliding out of bounds right at the marker. This might give us a better look. Puts his shoulder into Marco Wilson.
Ball's in his left hand, remember, as he goes out of bounds. I didn't see anything yet to overturn the call.
Gene, what do you think? Gene Steratore with us.
What you've got to remember, it's where that ball crosses the sideline too, guys. So that's the angle they're looking for. And as you just said, Gary, they ruled this a first down, so they need to see something clear and obvious. To me, I feel like that ball crossed the sideline prior to it reaching the first down. But you've got to have that clear and obvious evidence.
Again, they moved the sticks already, so if they reverse this, they have to go back and reset everything.
It makes sense that it seems a little short, doesn't it? But does the replay officials have enough to overturn it? Would be 4th and what, 6 inches?
Yeah. And as I said, if he didn't get it, it might be an opportunity to go on 4th down, being that close. Well, this one is taking a while, as well it should, because
That's a big call.
It's at the 23-yard line. So we're almost in the red zone spot here. Alabama leading by 4. And here comes our call.
After review, the ruling on the field stands is called. It's first down.
First down, Alabama. So Najee Harris, the dual threat, that time as a receiver. First of all, he made a really nice catch as the ball was right out in front of him. And then he put the power move on to get to the sticks.
I think Sark has had 2 really great calls in this game. The tight end delay call really produced a touchdown by Najee Harris a play later. And then the crossing route to Devontae Smith. He knew the coverage, and I think Mac Jones knew he had a touchdown at the snap. See if he comes up with another one.
First down at the 23. Jones wide open out in the flat is Xavier Williams. There's a new name you can add to the wide receiver lists.
Yeah, with Jalen Waddle not in there, other guys are getting chances to play, and as we all know, Alabama recruits good players, and when they ever got a chance to make the play, of course, that one was really pitch and catch, wasn't it?
Marco Wilson was about 10 yards away from him, had to close in to make the tackle at the 11. Back to the ground. Najee Harris broke 2 tackles, a third, and he got to the 5.
He's really good at giving up ground, but keeping his momentum to stay away from the tackle. He's got those quick feet. Remember, he's 225, 230 pounds. Now watch him give ground a little bit to the outside, but still use the straight arm to shake loose and gain positive yards.
It's a little jump stop in the
does it all, doesn't
traffic,
it?
And then powers his way down just outside the 5.
So far, Alabama, 14 runs, 14 passes.
Nice balance. They can get a first down at the 1. Second down and 4. And this time Florida does a nice job to bottle things up. Diabate has been in on a lot of tackles already in this first half.
Yeah, I think there was a lot happening that time too. I think inside Slayton, number 56, was making a pile right there in the middle of the play. Make piles inside and then let those linebackers clean up. Also, Carter, Zachary Carter, number 17, did not give up any yardage. He stood his blocker up and allowed the linebackers to make the play. So does Todd Grantham come after him here, or does he sit back?
It's third down. Slade Bolden in motion. Here's the throw. Najee Harris made a man miss. And touchdown, Alabama. He does it again.
A reverse spin just as he catches it. That's a veteran player who's played a lot of football. Great anticipation. He feels the guy covering him is coming from the inside and spins inside at the same time. What a play.
First receiving touchdown of the year for number 22, the 8th of his brilliant career, the 51st touchdown of his Alabama career. And the extra point is up and good. Najee Harris is the receiver. Mac Jones, another touchdown toss. Alabama adds to its lead, 21-10 now here in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, trick shot artist Dude Perfect makes a special appearance as part of the Dr. Pepper's much anticipated 2020 tuition giveaway. You won't want to miss it. And Dude Perfect's got some crazy stuff. Just be around to see that at halftime. It is fun.
Yeah.
I saw a preview.
I've seen it too. It's pretty good, isn't it? Well, I can tell you, Mac Jones didn't have to be that perfect on that throw. The guy's wide open, and there's a reason. Florida busted.
Malik Davis on the kick return. Davis out across the 30 to the 32. That's where Florida will go back to work as we take you back to the touchdown.
We've been talking about Dan Mullen scheming to get up guys open. Now watch Sark. He puts one guy in motion, and then right after the snap, you'll see the confusion by Florida. Stop it right there. Look at this. 2 guys covering one guy on the play, and that's the breakdown, and make one guy whisk and you're in the end zone. Easy pitch and catch, but a little bit of motion in that Florida secondary, who struggled making mistakes all year, just made a big one there.
Let's see if Kyle Trask and company can answer. Starting from the 32. Trask A little too far out in front of Malik Davis. They try that wheel route that worked so well against Georgia.
I don't blame them, do you?
Yeah, well, it worked a lot in that game.
And this time Christopher Allen, the defensive end, instead of getting picked, they put the end man on the line of scrimmage on him and wheel with him, so there's nobody to pick on the play. And that's why it was covered well.
Empty backfield. Pitts.
Oh, here they come.
There's the throw in the flat. One missed tackle for Davis, and he got the first down.
You know, all football's the same. When you're blitzing and you have an opportunity to make a tackle in open space, it stops the play. But these good athletes make these open field tackles really tough. That's why you recruit these 4- and 5-star guys to make guys miss just like that.
Florida was trying to go tempo a little bit there and line up, but instead they'll settle for the first down at the 43. Some shifting on the front wall of Alabama defensively. Trask on first down. In trouble. Down he goes. And Chris Allen with a sack. The 6th of the season for Chris Allen.
Well, this was a nice formation by Florida. They went 4 receivers to the wide side of the field, but no one open. When you ride up in the pocket, that allowed the sack by Allen. Now look at that, 4 receivers to one side of the field. And as time, Alabama just drops in the zone, so they didn't care if you put 5 guys there. They were just going to drop to their spots on the field.
Last week, 8 sacks against Arkansas. And again, very seldom a run by the running backs. Damian Pierce on the carry. And the first 3 games of the season, everybody said, oh, what's wrong with Alabama's defense? Well, they got it figured out. And the last 7 games, not much for the opponents.
Yes, I talk about this a lot. Everybody talks about the teams as you look at Pete Golding, defensive coordinator for Alabama. You know, the teams that are down a little bit, and then they improve as the years go on. But, you know, the good teams are improving, too. And Alabama has improved, no doubt about it.
Big time. They were really young in the secondary. Those guys got better. Linebackers got a little healthier. Everybody learned how to tackle again, including right now bringing down Kadarius Toney. Ball came out at the end, but it was blown dead. Ryan Branch, one of those young guys I talked about, is the guy that got him down.
Was that time Alabama was able to put their 6 defensive backs on the field. They feel they can match up okay and double team different players with 6. The problem is, Nick said, when we only have 5 out there, it's tough to double team both those guys.
So we're going to see a punt here.
And this is now in this next series, the Florida defense needs to stop badly.
And Jacob Finn does not want to let number 6 run one back because he can and has, including an 84-yarder this season. Devontae Smith caps under it at the 10. Devontae Smith straight up the middle and all the way out near the 30, so a 20-yard return. And he says, I was that close to breaking that baby. That close.
I think he's always that close, don't you think?
Just under 8.5 to go in the half. Great history between these two teams, both making their 13th appearance in the SEC championship game. Now it's time for a taste of tradition presented by Sonic. Here's Jamie.
Brad, when you think of the Gators, you think of Steve Spurrier, who led Florida to 5 SEC championships, including 2 of the first 3 against Alabama. Kyle Trask is the first Gator quarterback to wear number 11 since Spurrier's Heisman-winning campaign in 1966. And that visor Dan Mullen wears, yeah, he was influenced by the head ball coach, too. Mullen started donning the visor as an ode to Spurrier when he was Florida's offensive coordinator 15 years ago.
And that number 11 on the left, there'll be a little bit of irony if he wins the Heisman Trophy wearing that jersey. He's certainly in the conversation. So is Mac Jones, who's set to take the snap on first down for Alabama. Swing out to Mechie. John Mechie got about 8 before Florida drives him into his own sideline.
And you can almost feel the pressure on this drive. And what will Todd Grantham, the defensive coordinator for Florida, come up with? Anything new? Or does he just have to stress to his defense, make the tackle, don't make mistakes, and we can stop these guys?
Brian Robinson in the lineup for the first time for Alabama, and he's got a first down run. And he's a guy that would be starting anywhere else in the country probably, were it not for Najee Harris being in front of him. But when he comes in, he can turn it on as well. Last week, 3 touchdowns, a career high in the win over Arkansas for Brian Robinson. .7:45 to go in the half. Another Alabama first down at the 41. Billingsley in motion. Jones looking the other way. Running out of time, and down he goes. And it's Zach Carter with the sack.
Sack 33, leading the SEC. 31 coming into the game, 2 already. And this time, Mac Jones's internal clock just didn't click off fast enough. He had to feel that, boy, that's a long time to be looking around in that situation, and ended up taking the sack.
The 5th sack of the season for Zach Carter. And they finally put Alabama behind the chains a little bit. Second down at 14. Forrestal comes out the tight end as an extra receiver to the bottom of your screen. They'll keep it on the ground. Robinson, little hesitation run, dives forward back to the 43-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Coming into this game, Alabama had only been sacked 14 times. Well, they're going to have 12 men on the field, I believe.
Long ball in and out of the hands of Devontae Smith with the flag down that Gary's talking about.
They went hurry up, and Kyrie Campbell, number 55, just couldn't get off the field. He already was tired.
Illegal substitution on the defense. The 12th player did not get off the field. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
The big guy just couldn't get there.
That's another one of those little penalties that you don't think is a big deal.
Absolutely. And that was actually provoked by this Alabama hurry up that time. They took advantage. This wasn't really, they tried to substitute, and Alabama caused the penalty.
And now it's a 3rd down and shorter, 3rd and 3. Will they keep it on the ground to Robinson? Or will Mac Jones let fly again? Forrestal comes over in the slot on the left.
6 offensive linemen in the game for Alabama.
It is Robinson. And he got there with second effort, and he's still going. And now there might be a face mask in the bottom of that pile, although I don't think they saw it. At the 44-yard line, he's got a first down.
Remember what Sark told me, and I talked about it once. He felt that he could tire out this Florida defense. They're already pounding on them. They're up to 35 plays already. 36 plays in the game. No, 35 plays in the game. Approaching 80 if they go 40 in the first half and 40 in the second half.
Should have been 15 more, as I said. That was a face mask.
Good eye, Ness.
I didn't see it. Quick throw, Devontae Smith. With a stiff arm, stretching out as far as he can, and got it inside the 40.
And this was just an eyeball one. Everybody else running a running play, and the quarterback looks over and says he's open. And there you see why those stats look so good for Mac Jones.
2 guys that were 3-star players upon arrival at their respective schools and have turned themselves into superstars, as Gary said, by hard work and patience, playing behind other guys to get to this big game and this big season for them. Second and 5 on a bootleg. Jones sets up, going deep, double coverage, and broken up. It was intended for Devontae Smith. Nice job back there by Brad Stewart and Donovan Steiner.
Yep, the 2 safeties that time. The star over the slot first. Number 2, Stewart is the star back. He covers the slot, playing inside technique. He knows he's got help to the outside, and a wonderful job that time by Stewart. Not a bad throw. We've seen Devontae make plays like that.
I was just going to say, if you're Mac Jones, you go, I'm going to give him a chance.
Why wouldn't you?
3rd and 5.
Looks like a blitz opportunity. The linebacker out here on the running back. That says man-to-man.
Florida's got everybody standing up right now at the line of scrimmage.
Are they coming after him? Because I'm reading man. They are.
And whistles. We have a timeout before the snap. We did, indeed. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Alabama when we come back to Atlanta after this.
Well, if you're looking at this game, Alabama team is 5 for 6 on 3rd down, but part of it has been the help from Florida that they brought on the field. Offsides on the third down play. That's really not a miscue, but it was an opportunity on third down to get off the field. Then the face mask penalty, and then on third down again, too many men on the field. So 4 different times Florida had an opportunity to get off the field, and they did not.
Here's another opportunity on a 3rd down and 5 for Alabama. 8th play of the drive at the Gator 39. Pressure coming. Jones rifles it, and now forward progress for Devontae Smith. Did he get to the first down? He might be a hair shy.
Really close, isn't he? He takes that after he catches it. He takes a half step back. Are we going to get another? We're going to get another.
Ruling on the
timeout.
Field, the player was short of the line to gain. Florida takes its first timeout of the half.
Dan Mullen called timeout. He wanted to take a look at it.
And Mac Jones wanted to do a quarterback sneak, and he couldn't get the center judge out of the way. Play stopped with 4:55 remaining in a half.
Adam Zucker in New York coming up on the Geico Halftime Report. BJ, Rick, and I get you caught up on today's action, including Army with a 4th down and goal touchdown with a minute left by Jacoby Buchanan. Wins the Commander-in-Chief's trophy for the 3rd time in 4 years. 175 pounds, that thing. We got another 4th down now in Atlanta.
Yeah, we do. Big one coming up right here. 4th down and inches as Devontae Smith, his body crossed, but then the ball came back and he got hit, and he's that short.
Yeah, it was a great tackle by Bernie that time. And I think it's a great timeout by Dan Mullen. He wanted his team. It's a big 4th down play here towards the end of the half. He wants his guys fresh. He didn't want Alabama to hurry up for this 4th down play. And Najee Harris is back in the game for this play.
And they're in the shotgun, so there won't be a quarterback sneak unless Mac Jones comes back up under center. He'll move Forrestall from left to right and back to the middle, and Forrestall takes it on the snap.
High school quarterback.
Before Trevor Lawrence came along.
Nice job by Mac Jones. Watch Mac turn to the bench to see like he's going to do a new play here. Watch him turn to the bench to the right. Like, coach, do you want something? That's part of the act, and they get the play off.
Little bit of everything, huh? Forrestall.
Remember they had a play like that on a quick snap last year against LSU when Devontae beat Stingley on the outside on a play. They looked to the bench and then they quick snapped it.
Forrestall playing in his home state from Cartersville, Georgia. Gets the first down. Just outside the Gator 33. Mechie crosses the field in motion. Back to the ground. Back to Najee Harris to the 29.
This does 2 things for this Alabama offense. Brian Robinson started this drive running the ball, and now Najee comes in fresh. They're eating up clock. They're moving the ball in position for at least a field goal, but you know, the pressure on this Florida offense, every time they get the ball, they know they got to score.
Yeah. And right now they're 11 down. 83 of those 93 rushing yards are Najee Harris, who's behind Mac Jones on 2nd down and 6. He gets the handle again. Cuts back in the middle and powers his way down to the 25. It'll bring up 3rd down again.
You know, to Darrell Slayton that time, number 56, the nose tackle for Florida, got some good penetration on the play. Watch inside right here. But short yardage play, pushes inside, pushes Ekiyor back into him, but Najee just kind of dances around it.
Nice cut to get back to the middle and get to within a yard. And now both Robinson and Najee Harris in an I backfield. And it's Robinson straight ahead, and he's got the first down. Don't see that formation a lot.
And the clock just keeps ticking away. Can you finish off a drive? Nothing more Alabama would like to do is just take this clock right down, drive it down the field, and not give Florida the ball. Remember, Florida was going to get it to start the 2nd half, so they were hoping to have one of those 2-on-1 things where they get end of the 1st half and start the 2nd half, but the way this drive is laying out right now, they might not even get it.
Alabama's had the ball almost twice as long as Florida. First down at the 23. Jones pumps, fires and has his man Najee Harris. Touchdown, Alabama. Najee's second through the air, and Jones third of the night.
I mean, the design on this play is amazing. I mean, when you've got a running back running a hitch slant to the outside, this is a baited play. Watch Najee to the top of the screen, go out, stop, and then run across the field. Out, stop, and then go across the linebacker's face. What a design on a play. Now, you've got to have protection to do that, so give part of it to the offensive line, but what a design.
Steve Sarkisian is dialing up dimes right now, isn't he? There he is, the offensive coordinator. Just about everything has gone right. And Mac Jones to Najee Harris for the second time tonight. 70-yard drive in 13 plays, 6 minutes to get to 28-10 Alabama. Now the lead goes to 28-10 with just under 2.5 to go in the half. Najee Harris having himself a night again.
I would say so. 19 touches, 16 runs, and 3 receptions. Not a bad night. 3 touchdowns.
First 2 reception touchdowns of the year in his brilliant year. And Alabama will bring it out to the 25. Coming up, Adam, Rick, and BJ will have first half analysis and highlights from the rest of the championship Saturday on the Geico Halftime Report.
Okay, here's where Kyle Trask and this offense has to make a statement. Remember, they get the ball to start the second half.
Right.
Still plenty of time to go. They've been outclassed here, but a field goal here and a touchdown first drive, they're back in the football game.
Early in the game, Pitts with a couple of big catches. Kadarius Toney with the big one, a 51-yard scoring toss, and he's been quiet since. That's him in motion, number 1. Trask going deep. Got it to Toney inside the 40. First down, Florida.
Well, Jordan Battle was with him the whole time. He had him right in front of him, but a perfect throw. You see number 9, he's the safety, matched up against Toney, but it's a perfect throw right in between the 2 Alabama safeties.
All the way down to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 39.
I got the feeling you never have enough points if you're playing Florida or Alabama.
True. Trask, this time, first down, or 8-yard toss to Toney. So a 39-yarder to Kadarius, and then 8 more. And it's second down to 2. Florida has 2 timeouts remaining, as does Alabama. 4th time in the last 5 games, Kadarius Toney's gone over 100 yards receiving, including 182 last week in the loss to LSU. Plenty of time for Trask. Plenty of time to throw a dart to Toney, and he lost the ball at the end, but it was blown dead at the 1.
Tell you, these 2 guys can throw the football, can't they?
Yeah, they can.
I mean, when you have the ability, I mean, there's not a college defense alive that can stop these type of throws.
Alabama trying to change up their defensive personnel, and now we've got whistles to stop play at the 1-yard line. It was the end of the play after that 27-yard pickup to Toney.
The ruling on the field was a catch short of the goal line. The previous play is under further review.
Still got it. Still got it. He still has it.
Starting to lose it, but still in his left hand.
Oh, is it out or not? I think he's controlling it. You know, with those gloves, I think he has the ball, don't you?
AT&T 5G pylon cam will give us another look from a different angle.
He's not down yet.
Not down yet.
Whistle hasn't blown. Does he lose it?
I think he's down, and then it comes out.
I think so too.
Looked like he had it in one hand, trying to get it in 2. Gene Steratore along with us with a different look.
You know, it feels to me, guys, like as he's reaching that he still has some control with like two fingers and a thumb as we look at frame by frame. When that right forearm hits, it's really close, but I believe he's still down by contact.
He actually is losing yards at the end. He's moving backwards, almost his forward progress, but the ball hits his other arm, does it not? Call on the field was he was down?
Right.
Yep.
Just inside the 2.
He's got it. He's got it.
Whistled down right there.
And then his backside is down. I think Gene's got this one right on. He's controlling the football.
Is that about the 1.5-yard marker?
3 plays, 74 yards. That's the way to answer a touchdown, isn't it?
Yeah, go Tony and some more Tony. 39-yarder, an 8-yarder, a 27-yarder.
Jeez.
And we get the official word.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
So 1st and goal. This would be huge for Alabama to tack 7 on here when they're going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. They'd probably like to take 1 minute and 21 seconds to get this next yard, just so they don't give it back to Alabama.
Well, if they wind the clock, which they will, I would slow down. I would use this play clock all 20 seconds. No reason to hurry up and snap it here.
Well, they do, though, and Trask will try to do it himself, and he does. Touchdown, Florida. He did this twice last week in the loss to LSU, and he powers his way in here.
Kyle Pitts in the middle of that thing trying to block Will Anderson and doing just enough job. And when you coach under Nick Saban and your defensive coordinator, you get coached as well.
McPherson's extra point. Up and good.
The only slight criticism you could have on Florida is they could have taken another 15 to 20 seconds off the clock.
Well, they'll take the touchdown at any rate. And the big fella for Florida makes it 28-17. The lead cut to 11. And if nothing happens offensively for Alabama in the next 69 seconds, it won't matter. But if Alabama comes back and get more points, as both Gary and I said, Florida's going to be wondering why they didn't take more time to get that score. Billingsley's going to bring it out from 1 yard deep.
He's aggressive.
He is. Got it out to the 22, maybe the 23.
So here's how you do a four-play drive. Okay, you go to Tony and you throw a strike
for 39,
and then you put him in the backfield. Another look right here, and he comes out down the sideline right here. You sneak him out. You got him on Malachi Moore. You run the wheel route inside. You throw another strike
for 27,
and then on 1st down, you just run the quarterback. If you're that good a thrower, you got to still take it in yourself.
So now let's see what Alabama does with the next minute and 4 seconds. They've got 2 timeouts. They work from their own 22-yard line. Najee Harris flares out of the backfield. The throw was supposed to be a slant to Devontae Smith, and Brenton Cox got a hand on it.
Yeah, 6'6" Brenton Cox playing that defensive end spot. Those guys have to help on those short passes. Leatherwood's got him, but as he backs up, Cox reads the quarterback's head and just makes them swat to the ground.
Brenton Cox playing in his home state, too, out of Stockbridge, Georgia. Actually played for Georgia before the transfer to Gainesville. 2nd down and 10. Mac Jones scrambles around, throws on the run, throws a strike to Slade Bolden out to the 48-yard line.
Remember, they have 2 timeouts, Alabama does. Clock will stop on the 1st down play.
Florida's defenders trying to get back and get lined up, just a 3-man front as Jones looking for more. Had some pressure, and Najee Harris, he threw it behind him, hit him in the elbow, incomplete. And Brenton Cox again was applying some heat on number 10.
Yeah, I think it was a good job by Cox getting that pressure, and Jones felt it, and he had to throw it just a little bit before Najee was ready on the play. Good pressure by that Florida defensive line. They've swatted one down, and they put pressure on the quarterback.
So everybody has an opportunity to take a big, deep breath with 42 seconds left, 2nd down and 10.
Just rushing 3.
Jones down the middle. Got it again. Devontae Smith again. And a 1st down, Alabama.
Boy, when they put Smith in the slot, he is tough to cover. He's got a zone coverage this time, runs right by the linebacker and settles into the zone.
They're already in Reichardt's field goal range with 30 seconds to go in a half. Jones throws to Forrestall, and Forrestall get out of bounds with 23 seconds to go.
Let's recall again that Florida snapped that ball with 19 seconds on the play clock. Look at play clock goes 22, 21, 19. So they could have snapped it under 5. So let's call it 15 seconds they could have burned out. So that means instead of having 23, there would be 8 seconds left in the half here.
Again, if Alabama doesn't score, it won't matter much, but they certainly are in scoring range. Jones lobs, in and out of the hands, and that could have been dangerous, but there wasn't a defender close enough to take that ricochet. Najee Harris again, the intended receiver, and that one was a misfire by Mac Jones. Najee was stopped, and I think Mac thought he was going to keep running.
And that's the 3rd straight play. Todd Grantham has rushed just 3 players.
Najee Harris tapped his shoulder pads as if to say, that's on me. I think I should have kept running.
So here we go. We got the tight end at the bottom of the screen and the running back to the top of the screen. The wide receivers are in the middle of the field, all 3 of them.
They need 3 yards to get to the 22 for a first down. Jones over the middle and got it to Mechie, and they're in the red zone down near the 17, and they'll take a timeout here with 13 seconds remaining.
Mechie ran what you call a jerk route, and that's just because they can jerk around that defender. He goes out, he stops, and then he goes. It looks like he's running a kind of a stop in the middle. Watch him come, stop, and then go to the outside. Comes in there, pauses, and it goes. That's
right over the head of the umpire on the throw from Mac Jones. Really? The umpire wanted
nice athletic play, right, by the umpire.
No doubt about it. Tomorrow, Josh Groban, Miranda Lambert, Megan Trainor, Leslie Odom Jr., and Andrea Bocelli celebrate the greatest gift of the season, family. A home for the holidays tomorrow on CBS. Let's compare our quarterbacks again as we continue to look at these 2 guys who are Heisman Trophy candidates without a doubt, and Mac Jones is having a half.
Yeah, and Alabama has run 50 plays. The strategy that Steve Sarkisian came in to try to wear this defense, he said we can wear them out in the 3rd and 4th quarter. It'll pay off. 13 seconds, time for 2 plays.
From the 17, Jones loads over the middle, compete. Najee Harris, touchdown, Alabama. Najee Harris again.
Alabama should not have had time to run this play. Poor clock management by Florida. Najee comes out of the backfield, goes outside, and skittles into the middle. Watch this. June gets inside. Linebacker should not get beat inside on that play, and Dabiato does. Number 11, the linebacker, just lets Najee get inside, and look at that athleticism to score his 4th touchdown of the game.
6 seconds remaining. It only took 1 minute and 2 seconds to go 78 yards. And Najee Harris is going, you guys talking about the Heisman and all that? How about a little love for me?
I could take a few votes.
Well, the consolation prize might have to be the Doak Walker Award that goes to the best running back in the country. But if there's a lot of guys better than him, I haven't seen him this year. Reichard in for the point after. Up and good. What a drive. 78 yards and 8 plays.
This is the 2nd Najee spin for a touchdown. Remember the flare pass to the left side, and this time inside. And boy, when Najee came back for his year and didn't turn pro, Alabama knew they had a special one there.
We still got a half to go, but number 10 is starting to make a name as a possible Heisman guy. Everybody waits around, or the voters should wait around until these championship games are over before you make a choice.
Well, I tell you, if Najee gets any votes, it may look a little bit about something we looked up today. When's the last time 3 players got votes? Well, all the way back to '73. Hicks, Archie Griffin, and Randy Gradishar.
John Cappelletti won it from Penn State.
They kind of shared those votes. Could that happen this year?
Alabama 6 first half possessions, 5 touchdowns, 4 of them to that guy, one way or another. And Alabama has scored 35 points or more in their own ongoing record, 24th straight games. And Kyle Trask knows that his work is cut out for him in the second half.
He's done his job.
And a squib kick, and at the 31-yard line. Still got 6 seconds.
Well, as you started off the broadcast, Ness, Nick Saban said you can't win with just good defense anymore.
There we go.
Obviously, we're watching it right here. This Alabama defense might be pretty good, but sometimes good offense beats good defense.
And the only hiccup in the whole first half for Alabama offensively was that pass that really Mac Jones pretty much stuck it into his tight end, but it was swiped away on the interception.
So what does Florida do with 6 seconds? A quick out and then a bomb, a Hail Mary to the end zone?
Looks like they're going to throw.
Yep. Like a 5-yard out, maybe.
Tony is in the slot on the right side. And they're not going to get a throw away. Will Anderson with the sack that will end the first half.
The true freshman, number 31. He started out the year on fire, had maybe a little bit of a lull, and now he's playing good football again. I'll tell you, this Alabama team on turf really looks fast, don't they?
They do. And let's check in with Jamie.
Coach, will you take us down to the goal line on this last touchdown drive? Walk us through the decision-making in terms of clock management.
Oh, we're trying to score. We got to score to keep up with these guys. So, I'm not sitting there trying to, make it a one-play deal to score against them. They got an excellent defense.
Is your offense feeling the pressure every time Alabama puts one on the board?
No, we're just trying. We're running our plan right there. We've had some chances to make stops defensively. We created a turnover and fumbled it right back. I think we have 3 third-down penalties, 4 to keep them on the field. We've gotten off the field a bunch of times and we've just stopped ourselves. So that's kind of disappointing because our guys are making some plays and then we're making the mistakes. And you can't give an offense like that, 5 extra opportunities. That's not going to happen.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, as you saw, they don't trail much. When they trail, they tend to lose. They're trailing right now, 35-17, end of the half. We'll be back with a Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway after this message from your local station.
Alabama touchdown run by Kyle Trask.
Najee Harris, touchdown, Alabama. Najee Harris again. And we welcome you back. The SEC Championship on CBS presented by Dr. Pepper. Just about set to head into the third quarter. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl. That first half, Najee Harris, 200 yards of total offense and 4 touchdowns. Gary, and Mac Jones has been brilliant.
He has. I mean, and we all talked about this game, a chance for the playoffs, chance to win a national championship. You have the SEC champion, and then the 2 quarterbacks making a pitch for the Heisman. I got to say, Mac Jones is pitching it pretty good.
He's pitching it all over the place to a lot of different guys, and he's got 4 touchdown passes. We saw him with 5 touchdown passes in the Iron Bowl we did. So he's having an unbelievable night again for number 10. And what they're playing for, among many things, the hardware. SEC Championship trophy down in the corner of the end zone. That, and as Gary said, much more, because if Alabama keeps playing like this, they'll be the #1 seed in the college football
I can hear
rankings come out.
I can hear the A&M team going, anybody want to play Alabama? Raise your hand.
And Kadarius Toney raises his hand to take the fair catch, and Florida will start in the 25 as we go to Jamie.
Well, if you were down here, you could say if Alabama keeps playing like this on offense, Nick Saban would be pretty happy. He said consistency has been key, and he said that first half for offense as consistent as he had seen all season. However, defensively, Kadarius Toney, he said he is killing us, moving him all over the field. We've got to find a way to stick one guy on him and keep tracks of him. In terms of 84 versus 1 is the one that's giving him trouble.
Yep, he has for sure, and he's in motion right now on first down.
They almost predicted that when they talked to us.
Trask completes it. Jacob Copeland's first catch of the night, and it's good for a first down. As we take a look at some of our first half trends, and these are the trends. Najee Harris, 3 receiving, 1 rushing. DeVonta Smith over 100 and a touchdown and a fumble recovery after the Florida interception when Mechie made the tackle. And Kadarius Toney, there he is, 151 total yards and the touchdown, a 51-yard scoring strike from Trask, who needs more of that here in the second half. That one's complete. Trayvon Grimes.
I think it's a nice start for the Florida offensive game plan at halftime. They knew that Alabama was going to go in there and work on stopping number one. So what do? Open up the second half. They throw it to 15 Copeland and 8 Grimes. Just giving a message to this defense. The Alabama defenses will use all our weapons.
Emory Jones had the longest run of the first half, a 17-yard pickup, and he's in there right now on 2nd down and 5. The 2 Florida running backs each have 1 carry for 1 yard each. And now Jones, and he's got a first down again. So 2 carries, 2 first downs for him in the game.
Kind of the offense that Dan Mullen is known for, a passing quarterback who can run. You know, we mentioned already, did it with Tebow here in this football game, did it with Dak Prescott. Nick Fitzgerald was more just of a runner at quarterback, but Kyle Trask, he's had to revamp the offense to do what he does best, and that's pitch from that pocket right there.
From midfield. Going deep on the far sideline, and it's caught, and it's Grimes, and he's gone. Touchdown, Florida. Trayvon Grimes, a 50-yard strike from Kyle Trask, and that's just what the Florida doctor ordered to start the third quarter.
And Ness, Patrick Surtain was in perfect phase on this play. He's got him covered. He's got him covered, and he doesn't. Beautiful going up and timing the football and going to some other weapons to show this Alabama defense that we've got other guys that can make plays. Jeez, what a nice throw and catch by Grimes.
McPherson in for the point after. And it's up and good.
Well, if you're going to play bump and run coverage, you sometimes just have to tip your hat, and that time you tip your hat to that throw and catch.
So a minute and a half into the third quarter, the Gators right back in things. Aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by Goodyear. If you look in on the city of Atlanta, and we're at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the SEC Championship game, and Florida gets right back in business to open up the third quarter on a 75-yard drive in just 4 plays. Trayvon Grimes matching his career-long catch, season-long catch, I should say, a 50-yard touchdown. Time for our GMC Game Changer.
Well, we've seen all these plays once, but it's always nice to watch a pure athlete make these cuts and show the kind of ability he has, catching, running the ball, catching it in the backfield. You may think you have them, but you don't. A well-designed play, that time schemed well by Steve Sarkisian, and then at the end of the half, dekes outside and beats the linebacker inside for that score right before it. He did it every which way you could at first half.
Some pretty stuff. Championship records in this game. Najee Harris, we got a long way to go.
Doesn't it feel like Florida could gain so much, confidence just by getting a stop?
Here's a little flip to DeVonta Smith, and he gets cartwheeled out to the 29-yard line. That'll be a reception for him, and a pickup of about 4. Brad Stewart upended him at the end of the run.
You hear coaches talk about, can we give our offense 4 or 5 stops a game? Now, they almost had 1 stop with the interception, but they fumbled it back. Every time that Alabama's had the football in this game, they've scored touchdowns.
Najee Harris went from being a wide receiver to the bottom of your screen to coming back to join Mac Jones, with the throw goes the other way to Mechie. Mechie got a block from DeVonta Smith. Mechie down the sideline. Big gainer again. Run out of bounds by Steiner, but first down Alabama.
I've told this story before about John Mechie. It was a year ago when Alabama had all 4 receivers, NFL receivers, Waddle, Judy, Ruggs, and Smith. And Steve Sarkisian came in talking about Mechie, that we're going to have to find a place to get him on the field. I went, what?
Well, he's got a place now. Yep. Mac Jones approaching 300 yards in the air. Alabama back in Florida territory. First down. Jones scanning the field, and he throws it behind the intended receiver, Najee Harris.
That was some good defense by Florida. They tried a gimmick play that time, and it was defended well.
Well, Stars tonight. Trask, couple in the air, one on the ground. Najee Harris has 4. Mac Jones has 4 scoring tosses. Kadarius Toney has been a nightmare for the Alabama defense, and then there's Devontae Smith just having a normal Devontae Smith night.
Kyle Pitts does not have a lot of catches and yards. He's still a threat and allows other people to get open.
Harris, 5 more for Najee. 3rd down. Now can they get a 3rd down stop for the Florida defense? Championship record of 35 points, and as we mentioned, 24 straight games with at least that many, and we've still got a whole bunch of football left. Brad Stewart, who's played a good game from that star position in the secondary, is the man down for Florida. The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by Bright House Financial, Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, USAA, and by Wheels Up. You see the skyline nighttime on a Saturday in Atlanta. Tonight on CBS Sports Network, join the Inside College Football crew for an update on all the championship matchups and all the top headlines of the day. The headline here is that Alabama has done almost nothing wrong tonight, and yet Florida is hanging in there, only trailing by 11, and a 3rd down coming up again for the Tide.
The way Florida scored the last 2 drives, you got a feeling if they could get a stop, they could get this thing tightened up real tight.
They come up to the line in a hurry on 3rd down and 5. Najee Harris, and they get a stop. Najee Harris only got about 1.5 yards.
They went
Amari Burney made the tackle.
Excuse me, Brad. They went on balance line with like a quick snap right away. Look at only one offensive lineman to the right of the center. Good defensive stop by Florida. It's too far to try a field goal and too close to punt. They're going to go for it.
Going for it on 4th down. Alabama only 2 out of 5 4th down conversions, but 1 was tonight, so 3 out of 6. 4th and 3. Big play here. Jones on a crossing route. Devontae Smith, and he's brought down by Kaiir Elam. Big stop finally for the Gator defense.
I'll tell you what Kaiir Elam did is he sidestepped the pick route by Alabama that time. They tried to rub him and he dodged it. Watch coming across. Watch him get by the Alabama defender. Oh, Mechie could not get him. He was able to get the tackle and get the stop.
Very few guys can bring down number 6 in the open field. That was a huge play by Elam, and it gives it back to his offense at the 37-yard line.
As we said, Pitts only has 2 catches for 25 yards, and this Florida offense is humming.
Elam, a Thorpe Award finalist, and he showed it there. Trask down the middle, and he overshot Pitts. Pitts had a step, and he just missed him. College football playoff top 10. Clemson won the ACC tonight with a win over Notre Dame. Ohio State beat Northwestern to win the Big Ten. Oklahoma over Iowa State in a really good game to win the Big 12 again for the 6th time in a row, I think. And here, the SEC championship. 2 teams that have been in this game 13 times each. Alabama has the edge in the 10 games they squared off. Kyle Trask on a throw and a penalty marker. There's been very few. Malik Davis, the running back on the play, and Dylan Moses, I think, is going to have the interference.
They went back to the wheel route.
Yep.
That hurt Georgia so badly in that game. Moses is that middle linebacker this time, matched up with the running back. He's going to cross the formation, and that means Moses has him.
Pass interference on the defense, number 32. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So the running back's going to come across, so that means the middle linebacker has him on the play.
He looked a little indecisive, and then too late.
Him. And it's a good thing he did, because it would have been a touchdown if he didn't.
Only the 2nd Alabama penalty, but it gives Florida 1st down in Tide territory at the 48.
Another beautifully designed play by Florida.
Blitz coming off the corner. Trask knows it's coming, and down he goes. And it's going to be Christian Harris that gets to him.
He's lined up just inside the third receiver to the wide side of the field. And as Ness said, nobody even touched him. Coming right off the edge right there.
Kyle Trask says, uh-oh.
Yep.
And that backs it up to the Florida side of the field. 2nd down and 13.
They like to put Tony in the third inside spot so he can match up with a linebacker.
That linebacker would be Christopher Allen, but it's Trask. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe 1 more yard. And 3rd down coming up. See what Dan Mullen and his offensive coordinator Brian Johnson have cooked up here on 3rd down and 9 at the 10-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Davis switches sides. Trask in the shotgun, long count. Comes up, wants to fire, throws short, almost intercepted. He tried to get it to Malik Davis, and Brian Branch was actually closer.
Interesting decision for Dan Mullen here. He ran the ball on 2nd and long. I thought he was thinking 4-down territory, but didn't get anything enough, let's say. And then on 3rd down, didn't get anything. So he's forced to at least line up in punt formation.
And that brings out Jacob Finn. We haven't had a lot of punts. Devontae Smith will go back deep.
Alabama's playing defense safe here. Looking for the fake.
Finn, end over end punt. Devontae Smith just watches it go out of bounds around the 11, I think. Yep. Actually going to be at the 9. So good job by Finn. 9:35 remaining, 3rd quarter. Alabama with the lead and the ball when we come back. (35-24) Alabama with a lead with 9:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. And again, 24 straight games of 35 points or more. That's their own streak that they just keep adding to it every week. Now we test your knowledge with today's Aflac trivia question. Doing what they've done, it's the last team to hold the Tide under 35. Let you think that one over. Meanwhile, it's 1st and 10. Alabama inside their own 10. Play fake to Harris. Jones loads up at his own goal line. Just going to throw short to Najee Harris. Wide open field. He cuts back, has a 1st down, picks up about 15. Just easy pitch and catch and run after the catch.
I just think back to remember the old Alabama teams, maybe pre-Lane Kiffin, where this would surely be a running situation. But boy, everything has changed. Lane started it, and now look at what they do. I mean, they are just a wide open football team, aren't they?
You missed those 9-6 games, didn't you?
No, this is good enough. Get that Army-Navy game every year to make up for it.
Back to Najee Harris on the ground. Back to another nice game out to the 29.
Yeah, Miller Forrestal was limping off the field on the previous play. Let's see what happens here.
He's been dealing with both ankle and shoulder problems really since the Arkansas game, and I think it's the ankle that gave him the issue there.
He had a quarterback sneak, though. He remembered how to do it, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Down the middle, on the run, Devontae Smith. And Alabama right back in Florida territory.
Yeah, too much space this time. Big cushion, almost a 10-yard cushion. Smith looks in, and it was like Tua was throwing this one. When he has those old slants, Tua, you could throw a slant better than anybody I've ever seen.
Throwing them for the Dolphins now. And
well, how about this for Alabama? I mean, Mac Jones played behind 2 quarterbacks that are starting in the NFL right now, Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa.
Talking about guys playing in the NFL, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper, and now Devontae Smith adds his name to the list as far as single-season receptions in Alabama history. Brian Robinson back in there, broke a tackle and got it to the 41.
Looks like we're going to get a hold on Leatherwood here.
Well, we haven't talked about him since the beginning of the game, so.
Holding on the offense, number 70, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
He'll be another in the long line of #1 draft choices from Alabama.
See him right here.
One of the captains of this game, the senior, all 312 pounds of him.
See, that's the effort that Zachary Carter produced on that play. He produced the hold. He didn't give up on the play. He kept fighting. Finally got to the outside and forced the hold.
And a long yardage situation. There haven't been too many of those tonight for Alabama, but this one's on first down, 1st and 20. Jones looking left the whole way. Goes out Devontae Smith, and he gets half of it back before Stewart made the tackle.
Yeah, he did good tackle there, because Devontae would have got about another 8 yards on the play. Again, from the slot position. I mean, it's a long night for Brad Stewart, but he's holding his own. I mean, it's not going to, you can't stop this guy, but you can't let him get those extra yards, and he comes up and makes the tackle.
Devontae Smith has more yards after catch than anybody else in the country, and it's not even close. So just being able to bring him down after a gain of 10 is pretty good. Billingsley, and he's dropped for a loss.
That seemed to take a long time, didn't it?
Yeah, too long. Zach Carter made the stop.
One thing we know about this Gator defense is they can run sideline to sideline, and that just seemed to take a long time. Never got the edge blocked. Good job again by Carter, number 17, defeating the block on the end man on the line of scrimmage and forcing it wide and getting the big stop on the play.
That's a 290-pounder moving that fast, as you said, sideline to sideline. 3rd down and long. Alabama 3rd in the country in long yardage, 8+ situations. They've got a bunch here. Jones throws out in the flat, completes it to Tennyson, and he's upended before he can get to the sticks. It's 4th down.
Well, 3rd and long, you want the ball to go to the tight end on a check down. So you know you're playing good defense. Again, just a 3-man rush, nothing open, dump it off. That's one of those plays where everybody comes back and says that's exactly the way we wanted to play the defense.
Charlie Scott is the loneliest guy on the Alabama roster because he's finally going to get his hands on the football to punt. And be careful who you punt it to on the other end. Scott's first punt. Tony just gets out of the way, and it's going to make it to the end zone. So with 5:16 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Florida trails by 11, but they've got number 11 at the controls when we come back.
Adam Zucker with this Papa John's update. Tulsa's overcome a lot of deficits this season, so being down 7 against Cincinnati, 3rd quarter, no problem. And you know the Bearcats have 12 guys on the field. Deneric Prince goes in to tie it up midway through the 3rd in the American Athletic Championship game. New Year's 6 implications as we go back to Atlanta.
All right, Zuck, thanks. 35-24 here in the SEC Championship game in Atlanta. Asked you the Aflac trivia question a little bit earlier. We talked about 24 straight games of 35+. Who's the last team to hold the tide under 35? Clemson in the championship game.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And Clemson put a hurting on Notre Dame to get their payback today and probably punch their ticket to the playoff again as Trask comes up firing out to the 25. Given ground to try to gain ground. And now the ball is out. And who's got it? Big scramble. Alabama says they have it. And they do. That play could have been blown dead almost.
The official's holding up 2nd down, though. His 2 fingers. A little confused. It looks like forward progress, but then he fights and gets away.
Down.
The ball is ripped out. Obviously, no, it wasn't so obvious. It looks like maybe late the Florida player came and got it.
That ball was out there.
And then it squirts out the backside, maybe?
Wow. Florida trying to snap it. They get it snapped. 2nd down and 17. Long ball. Jump ball. Pitts can't get it. Double coverage there. Job and Daniel Wright.
And that's how you play the deep ball right there. You got a 6'6" receiver. If you don't get into his body and allow him to leap, you're not going to cover him. This time Jones just is in perfect phase, backs up into him, and then with the help of the safety coming across, there's no way Pitts can catch that football.
Now it's 3rd down and 17. Kyle Trask has got to be careful here. They need to get it all the way to the 30 for a first down. Empty backfield. You don't want to misfire right now. Better off punting. Unless you can do that to Pitts for the first down. Pick up a 20.
Yeah, you don't throw for 400 yards in all these football games without being able to pick apart a 3-man zone defense, and this time just overrun that time by the linebacker Dylan Moses, number 32. You got to see the receiver. You just can't cover grass. You got to look around. He let Pitts run right by him.
So Pitts targeted twice so far. Once was incomplete. That was a big first down. Here comes everybody. Trask lets it fly. And looking for a flag, and here they come.
Yep. He had Dylan Moses again. Right from the snap, you knew Kyle Trask was going to go on that. It was man-to-man coverage. He had the linebacker out there. Look at, he sees number 32 on this guy. Watch him go. Hitch and go.
Naquan Wright was the man he was throwing it toward, and Dylan Moses with the penalty.
Pass interference on the defense, number 32. Spot foul, automatic first down.
I will say this about Dylan Moses. He was out of phase there twice, but those 2 penalties saved 2 touchdowns. He made the mistake both times, but he didn't give up touchdowns. Great call again by this Florida offense. They keep you guessing.
First down at the 45. Tony in motion. Let's see if Trask goes his way. Looks the other way. Down the middle. Caught. Traylon Grimes again. First down, Florida.
Well, that time Brian Branch, number 14, is in phase, but then as he turns, he falls down, trips, and allows Grimes to make the catch.
A pickup of 25 to the Alabama 30.
Another perfect throw again.
And Trask closing in on 300 yards through the air.
Kyle Trask right now say, hold your Heisman votes just a little longer.
And he gets it to Tony on the ground, and only a 2 or 3 yard pickup. Chris Allen stayed home to make the hit on number 1.
Ball's out. Looked like Alabama had, what, 3 or 4 guys around it?
And it just ended up being second down. I didn't get that one.
I think they said the Florida guy recovered it. That's the only thing I can imagine.
And a running back with positive yardage. Naquan Wright.
You know, Ness had mentioned earlier, as we look at that play one more time, and is it Naquan Wright that makes the recovery? Yes.
Yeah, there's some blue and orange gloves down there, I guess.
Yep.
Doesn't matter right now. The ball's at the 22 of Alabama. And third down again. Trask going to take it himself, and he's got the first down. You can just see that one coming. He's not the most mobile quarterback, but he's not afraid to stick his nose in there. And he picks up the first down.
And who wouldn't? An opportunity to get a first down in this situation and keep this Alabama defense reeling. This has the feel now of this Alabama-Ole Miss game earlier in the year, where both teams are just scoring almost every time they have the ball. 8th
play of the drive in the red zone at the Alabama 19. Kyle Trask hesitates, throws late, out of bounds, just threw it away. Jacob Copeland was the closest guy, but he never got his feet set, and he just got rid of that thing. Pitts with 45 yards, Tony 153 and a touch, and Grimes 80 and a score so far. Those are the 2 big guys, 84 and number 1. Second down and 10.
4 eligible receivers to the right on this play.
Pitts is in line as a tight end with his hand in the ground this time. Trask, the quick throw comes the other way. Completes it to Naquan Wright again out of the backfield. Or the guy that came out of the backfield, I should say.
Ness, you were talking about the running backs in that Georgia game on those wheel routes. In that game, they caught 10 passes for 211 yards. The tight ends, remember Kyle Pitts went out, caught 5 for 110, meaning the running back and the tight ends caught balls for 321 yards in that game. Shows you how this offense can morph to different guys.
Trask with a 3rd down and 4, empty backfield. They've converted a couple of 3rd downs in this drive, and he's going to keep it again, and he's going to get it again.
So if you're going to play quarterback in this offense, as you say, you got to be willing, and Kyle Trask is willing. He's doing a great job of it, just making 1st downs. You don't need 30-yard runs the way he throws the ball, but to be able to pick up a 1st down is huge.
And now Wright and Tony flank him in the backfield, and now they both disappear. Pitts shifts to the slot. 1st and goal at the 9 for the Gators. It's going to run it again. And Trask down to the 3.
This obviously is a check with me type of situation for Trask. He looks at the box, and Nick says right there, you don't have the box covered. If the box doesn't have enough numbers into it, he runs the quarterback draw.
2nd down and goal.
Remember, he's got 5 offensive linemen in front of him. If it's empty, he looks and there's only 4 guys there. He goes, I'm running.
At the 3-yard line. Touchdown, Florida, Naquan Wright.
Is this a beautiful drive or not? 12 plays. I mean, they just kept this Alabama defense off balance the whole way. The quarterback runs, throwing it to the running backs, and then getting that running play to end. They're going to go for just 1 here, just make it a 4-point game instead of going for 2 early. I like that they're not chasing the 2-point play here.
McPherson, the point after, up and good. 80 yards, and as Gary said, 12 plays, just under 5 minutes. And Naquan Wright, only his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, but oh baby, was it a big one. Gather the family for some holiday fun and play together on The Price is Right at night, Tuesday, 8, 7 Central on CBS, as you look at the Golden Dome and the capital of Georgia here in Atlanta. And I don't know what the price of the ticket was for the 16 or 17,000 here, but they're getting their money's worth. Alabama has cut it to a 4-point lead.
I feel like this is the first pressure drive that Alabama's had in the football game right now.
And they'll start it from the 25 with 18 seconds remaining.
Remember, after the fumble, it was long yardage for this Florida offense, then 3rd and long. Alabama decides to just run 3. Kyle Pitts, only his 3rd catch of the game, gets in that seam, overrun by the linebacker. Look him up. Don't just run by him. And that's what caused that 1st down, huge play in that drive.
How about these 2 guys?
Yeah, how about them?
Coming in, we knew that both would shine as they've done all season, and they haven't disappointed us.
Yep.
Najee Harris behind Mac Jones. If it's a handoff, it might be the last play of the quarter. It is not. Play action. Jones comes back complete to Forrestal. Forrestal lost the ball at the end. Was he blown dead? I think so.
They blew the whistle real late. They blew the whistle after he got it. Forrestal has no wheels here. That ankle's bothering me. Could not catch that ball and really turn on any juice there. I think he was down, though. Yeah, he was down. They're going to spot that back where he first went down.
At the 24-yard line to end the 3rd quarter. Florida, though, 14 points in that quarter. Alabama, none. 35-31 at the end of 3. We'll return to Atlanta right after this message. And a word from your local station. Don't go away. The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, takes us into the fourth quarter. 35-31 Alabama. Mac Jones comes up fire, and Devontae Smith going to be close to a first down, about a yard shy. Well, we welcome you back to the booth. Brad Nessler, Gary Daniels, and Jamie Erdahl down on the field. Our crew has traveled this conference all season long. Fight to get here. These teams have fought to get here, and they haven't disappointed us.
No, absolutely. I mean, this Florida defense in the second half, you know, they didn't stop them one time. It looks like Alabama could score at will, and they just keep playing. They just keep playing. They get 2 stops both times that Alabama's had the ball.
And Florida 14 points in that quarter. So that big advantage that Alabama had dissipated over the course of that 15 minutes. And now we've got 14 and a half to crown an SEC champion. Everything we had hoped for and then some. Mac Jones loads, fires, completes it to Mechie. First down, Alabama.
It was man-to-man coverage to the outside, and that comeback route. Very easy throw for a quarterback. A lot of space, a lot of room for that receiver to adjust the ball, and on that one, he didn't have to adjust at all.
A pickup of 20.
Remember, Steve Sarkisian talked about tiring out this Florida defense, that it would pay off in the fourth quarter. Will it?
A 4-touchdown performance by Mac Jones so far on a 30-for-39 night. And now Najee Harris. A hurdle and a first down, and he's still going. He's done this for the last 3 years, and the hurdles just get prettier.
It's like he waits for the opportunity, gets to the edge, sees the DB, and he anticipates he'll go low, and he was right.
So a 20-yard throw to Mechie, a 19-yard romp by Najee Harris. And Alabama, Jalen Waddle saying, that's what I'm talking about. He would like to make it back for the college football playoffs if that ankle ends up being good enough. Meanwhile, at the 26, Jones, play fake, look out from behind, throws. Oh, wow, how did he tuck that one in to Billingsley?
I thought that ball had the potential to be an intercepted when he threw it, and Billingsley comes up with it.
The flag to boot. It's going to be either holding or pass interference. Not going to matter because they'll take the catch. Elam slow to get up. Here's another look.
Billingsley going across the field. It's the same play that they ran. Remember when Billingsley was wide open for that touchdown? Same play, but this time Florida covers it perfectly.
Wow.
And how did it get in there? What a play.
That one had eyes.
Yes, it did.
Elam still down after making the catch. Take a look at our game recap between #1 Alabama and #7 Florida. Najee Harris drew first blood. Back came the Gators. Kadarius Toney, 51-yard touchdown. That made it 7-7. Najee, a huge night. 4 touchdowns in the first half, including that one. And a big third quarter. 2 scores for Florida to make it 35-31. Where we are now. And 3 hours ago, on a beautifully narrated piece by CCH Pounder of NCIS New Orleans, she told us about the history of almost 3 decades of this championship game, and we've come down to the last 13 minutes of this one, and it has been a thriller.
Yeah, and if you're Florida right now, you have to figure out a way to stop number 22. At least be aware that they've been going to him in this red zone every time.
He's right behind Mac Jones in the pistol set here. And here he comes, and he goes down, no gain. Nice job by Ventrell Miller, the middle linebacker.
Somewhat of a run blitz that time. They played run when he went in that pistol formation. He played run and attacked that line of scrimmage and made the play beautifully.
2nd down and 10. 8th play of the drive coming up at the Florida 12-yard line. They can get a first down at the 2. Harris going wide, broke 1 tackle, cuts back up and diving, only a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
think it's DiBiase almost had him that time. I thought number 11. See that streak of 11 go across there, and I thought he had him, and again, he just kind of jumps out of the way when they go for his ankles there.
3rd down and 1.
Before they had time to get their goal line, our short yardage defense on the field.
Extra lineman in for Alabama. Again, an eye backfield, and it's the tailback, Najee Harris. He's got a 1st down, but not a touchdown. He gets just outside the 1.
That time, Deontay Brown, number 65, the left guard, pulled out and gets the kick out this time, and he runs right behind his left guard on the play.
Let's see if they leave that same lineup in there. Looks like it. 1st and goal. 3 trips to the red zone, 3 touchdowns for the Tide so far. Again, Robinson, the up man in the eye. Najee Harris, the tail. Najee Harris. Not quite inside the 1.
They even have a linebacker, Josh McMillan, in there at fullback spot. A lot of beef on the field and a linebacker at fullback. So far, the Gators are giving up inches, not touchdowns.
That close. Wow. Can't get closer.
No, you can't.
Ventrell Miller is down, and that has stopped play here. Another look at the goal line plunge by Najee Harris.
Oh, that's very close, isn't it? I don't know. I don't see anything down from that look.
With a pile up like that, we might never see his legs. We'll be back. The SEC Championship on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by State Farm, the Home Depot, Ford, and by Dr. Pepper. While you were away, they reviewed the last play by Najee Harris. The call has been overturned. It's a touchdown, his 5th of the night.
So we weren't sure if any part of his body was down. It came real close. Obviously, the official said he got to the line, but we did find an angle that his legs were in the air to prove. Watch from this side. You see he's completely in the air. He puts his hands down and scores.
And he's going,
yeah,
I'm having quite a night.
Yeah.
67 through the air, 131 on the ground, and 5 touchdowns. Extra point is good. Now we'll give you another look from behind, and I think this is the one that shows it best. As Gary said, his legs never touched anything because they were on an opposing tackler's body. As he does the spin right here, he's still airborne. Nothing is touched. His left hand goes down, and his right hand goes across the goal line.
Good job by the replay official piecing that together and getting that touchdown that was clear. Well, not clearly, but he made it by a couple inches, and he deserved it. So after we said they should stop 22, that ain't easy. It's easy to say, but they did give it to him 4 straight plays.
There's Butch Jones giving him the shoulder rub. Butch is about to become, after the college football playoff, the new head coach at Arkansas State. Wow, this guy's good. All these guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
And Kyle Trask knows now he's got to battle back from another 11-point deficit.
That's a good picture right there. Waddle in the background, Mac Jones sitting next to Devontae Smith.
And the kickoff. Kadarius Toney, fair catch. With 11:29 to go. Heisman hopefuls coming into the weekend. You can make a case, I guess, for all of those guys. I think Justin Fields, with the game he had today, can go away.
Ian Book needed to win, so I think it's down to these 4. In the way Mac Jones and Kyle Trask are playing right now, I mean, Trevor Lawrence had, obviously, great football player. Maybe was a little behind coming into it, but I don't know. This last vote right here might be the key.
Yep. Who's got the ball last might be the key. Tony in motion. Trask set to throw. And he is not going to get it. And he fumbled it as well. And Alabama's got it at the 10. Tim Smith after the hit by Will Anderson.
Coming off this right side right here. Gets by John DeLance, number 56. Once he gets there, they're taught to go for the football nowadays. He goes and tackles that football. As Ness said, Tim Smith, the true freshman, he knows a football, and he goes and finds it this time.
Two true freshmen making the play, and Anderson says, I got him. We got it back. Another sack, and now it's danger time unless Florida can somehow make a stop on Alabama. First and goal at the 10.
I don't know what he's telling them, but if I was the head coach, I'd be saying you can't block him and throw him at the same time.
That's right. Mac Jones under center, comes up to the line. Najee Harris gets the call. And he'll get a yard, that's all. James Houston made the tackle. .11 minutes remaining.
This Florida defense has to hold them to a field goal. I mean, it'd be a 2-touchdown game. Touchdown would really hurt them, obviously.
Second and goal at the 9. Jones rolls, fires, and in and out of the hands of Devontae Smith. And you won't see that happen very often.
A little high that time. Was a fastball to the outside that kept rising, it seems to me. Jones has got him to the outside. Little pick play, and whoom, that baby was by him by the time he got his hands up.
So third down and goal. Can they hold him to 3? Alabama a 10-minute advantage, closing in on 600 yards of offense. Jones. Devontae Smith holds on to this one. He took a shot from Brad Stewart. And it's fourth down.
You got to go field goal here, make it a 14-point game. You'd love to tack on the touchdown, but that time this Florida defense played the goal line. They backed up, made that pass happen in front of him, and then the strong tackle to force the 3.
So Mac Jones to hold. Will Reichert hasn't missed any kicks this year, be they field goals or extra points. This will be a 20-yard attempt. Up and perfect. 45-31.
Good stop. Good gutsy stop by that Florida defense that time.
A 2-touchdown game, a fumble, but then Florida holds them to a field goal, 45-31. Next Saturday on CBS, we've got another top 20 college hoops matchup for you. Number 17 Virginia challenges top-ranked Gonzaga. Gonzaga beat Iowa by 11, I think it was today. All next Saturday on CBS, 45-31, just under 10 minutes remaining. Look at the numbers. Most passing yards in SEC championship game history. Mac Jones has that now. He's got another 400-yard passing game.
Some good names to be connected with right there on that graphic.
And that's his fourth 400-plus passing outing of the season for Alabama, including 4 touchdown passes tonight. Alabama 10 points in the last 96 seconds. And now Florida's got to come up with an answer. Tony will call for the fair catch. Don't forget, coming up later in the game, before we're done anyway, the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. 2 touchdowns back. And now it's time for Kyle Trask and company to come up with something.
Yeah, and unless they have one of those, 4-play drives in a minute too. I think if you're Florida, you'd be lucky to get the ball 3 more times in this football game.
You know, I not so kiddingly said to you a couple hours ago, first team to 45 probably wins.
Might be right on.
Maybe. Trask throws late across the middle, but does complete it out to the 31-yard line to Kyle Pitts.
Christian Harris came free again, but he was just a little farther away and couldn't get there, and Trask saw him coming the whole way and threw right off his head.
Second down and 4. Every snap important now for Florida to try to make up a 2-touchdown deficit. There is Tony in motion. Trask gonna go deep, and he's got his man, and it's Pitts. First down, Florida at the 37 of Alabama.
Well, he's attached this time. Tony goes in motion, and that shifts the Alabama defense. He's inside. He reads the double zone. He's got a linebacker on him in Harris, and another strike from Kyle Trask.
31-yard pickup. They'll spot it at the 38.
Putting on a show here, throwing the football. Both of these guys are.
Trask goes to the corner, in and out of the hands. Would have been to Copeland for a big gainer, but it's broken up by Josh Jobe.
So if you want to play big-time football, you want to play corner, this is what you got to do all game. Got your heart in your throat as you're running down there, and you know the fade's coming right over your head, and you got to stick your hand out and try to find that football.
Second and 10. Going to keep it on the ground, and that's going nowhere. No gain. Dylan Moses makes a stop on Davis.
I think he fumbled the ball at the end of it, too.
Third down. The running backs for Florida haven't gotten a lot of work tonight unless it's as an intended receiver.
Dylan Moses made the tackle, and then as he starts to go down, it's punched out, that time by Barmore.
Florida slowly getting into their position, their wide receivers. Now they're all set. On third down and 9. Pitts on a crossing route. Incomplete. Jobe again on the coverage.
Call pass
Here comes a flag.
One-on-one to the opposite side. The tight end against your corner. Physical. Gets his hands on him.
Holding on the defense, number 28, against an eligible pass receiver when the pass went beyond the line. That's a 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So the drive stays alive by penalty.
It's a gutsy call by that official. He's on that sideline by Alabama, and the whole Alabama bench erupted right into his face. Nick was out there, everybody was out there, and he stuck to it. I admire that type of call. You see it, call it.
First down at the 26. Empty backfield again. Trask loads it, releases it. The ball is knocked away by Jordan Battle.
Alabama plays their combo zones. They read releases. That's how they decide who they've got. This time, Battle sees the crossing route and jumps it. Instead of just sitting in the zone and letting the guy catch it, he looks up somebody and makes the play.
Knocked it away from Trayvon Grimes and forces second down and 10. Just under 8 to go in regulation. Tony again in motion. Can they get him the ball? Trask is looking the other way. Goes the other way. And Grimes, the intended receiver, and Jobe again was with him.
Same routine on 2. Jobe hangs in there. He's got Grimes, the big tall. You saw what he did before on one of these plays.
Little hand fighting going on.
And I think they're going to let him get away with that one. I think they should have let him get away with it. Both guys are pushing off. If it was a catchable ball, he could have still got there. If you don't grab, you have a chance of getting away with it.
Third down and 10. 2 down territory, you would assume here. They need to get to the 16-yard line for a first down. Trask crossing route, got it to Pitts. Pitts is still running. Pitts is almost in at the 1-yard line.
Alabama blitzed that time. Had outside technique. They did not get to him. 5-man rush. Get rid of it to your tight end / wide receiver / H-back / nobody can cover me player.
Wouldn't be surprised if Trask does this himself. He does. Is he there? Not quite. As they unpile the bodies, it'll be inside the 1. Trask wanted to go with a hurry-up offense. He got him set as good as he could, or as quickly as he could.
Dylan Moses fights off the block that time and makes the play. What a play by Dylan Moses. Stuffs it and then stuffs the quarterback. Beautiful play.
7 minutes, and it ticks under 7. 9th play of the drive coming
once
up.
the player was short of the goal line. The previous play is under further review.
We're going to take another look at it. I don't think the ball ever got across the line, but we'll make sure.
Kyle Pitts is happy for a review. He is.
Yeah,
gassed.
he's tired.
That's right.
Here's from the goal line. Look, there's the initial contact, and his foot gets over. Boy, I don't
he
know.
spins, doesn't he?
Yeah.
At the end. Didn't see that. I have to be honest. Gets stopped.
Little helicopter job right here.
And then he spins. I don't know though. I don't know if he got there.
Gene Steratore is with us.
He definitely makes a heck of a second effort, guys. And on this turn, he does have the football on the back part of his body. And I don't see anything crossing. You know, the officials on that goal line have to continue to pinch and run in as quick as they can until they can see a ball. And without seeing it, naturally, they can't rule touchdown.
And so they stay with what was called. Yeah. It's only the length of the football from the goal line.
That review allowed the Alabama defense to get their goal line defense on the field because Florida was going hurry up after the pass.
Now Trask has spent the majority of the night in the shotgun. Would you want to get under center here when you got a quarterback that weighs 240 pounds? With maybe an extra lineman. Yep, he's going to be in the gun, standing at the 5. Trask will run it again. Stopped again. Ball is out again. Alabama's got it. And it might have been Will Anderson who caused another fumble.
I think there's a flag on the field. I see one in the end zone.
Offside on the defense.
Wow.
Number 28. Half the distance to the goal. Replay, second down.
Josh Jobe offside. First down.
Kadarius Toney went in motion. I wonder if Jobe attacked Toney when he went in motion on the play. He's right here.
He's almost holding hands with him.
Oh, so he must have lined up offsides right from the get-go.
Well, remember, they were at about the 1 foot line, so it wouldn't take much to be offside. And now it's less than the 1 foot line. And finally, Trask is under center. And he'll hand it off, and it's a touchdown, Florida. Dameon Pierce. From above, Dameon Pierce gets the handle and gets his 4th rushing touchdown of the year, one they desperately needed.
Went over that right side, give Reese and Delance good job, number 51 and 56 at the point of attack, and he easily got into the end zone.
McPherson, the point after. It's a 1 touchdown game again. 6:33 to go.
Let's see if taking a different look of Joe being offsides.
He is right there.
Since the ball's on the 1 inch line, he's offside, right?
They They moved it that much closer. Trask handed off to his tailback, and it's 45-38. Top-ranked Alabama with a 45-38 lead over 7th-ranked Florida here with 6:33 remaining. And from our AT&T 5G pylon cam, another look at the penalty on Josh Jobe. And the ball is, you can see, almost on the goal line. He steps a couple inches in, and this is a 6-inch touchdown run by Pierce to get Florida back to within a score. And a squib kick. Slade Bolden's got to get to it. Oh, it's going to be picked up by Devontae Smith.
Well, there's smart special teams play by Alabama, just almost daring Florida to try to onside kick it because they put their best ball handler out there to make sure that if they do try it, they're right there.
6.5 minutes to go as Nick Saban gets in that huddle to talk to his offense.
All year, Nick Saban has talked about the need to be able to run the ball when you have to. He's coming up with this spot right here. Doesn't mean he won't throw, but can you run the ball when you need to right here?
The guy flanking Mac Jones, Najee Harris, has run it for 132 yards tonight so far. And he's going to get the handle here, and Najee Harris broke a tackle, goes for about 15. Yes, he can run it very well.
Basically shotgun isolation play. Turn around, follow Billingsley. Good block inside on the linebacker for Florida that time. Ventrell Miller, and bust your running back out.
Marco Wilson is the guy that was shaken up on the play for Florida. And he's trying to snap his chin strap and say, I can stay out here, but I think they're going to say, no, you're not. And he'll head to the Florida sideline. So Najee Harris, with that run, 146 yards rushing on the night. And at the end of the play, Wilson gets pushed by one of the offensive linemen for
it was Landon Dickerson. Yep.
Dickerson's always in the middle of something.
So how about this Gator defense? Remember, they got no stops in the first half. They've had 3 in the second half. They stopped the 4th down play, they forced a punt, and they forced a field goal, which in this game almost counts like a stop.
First down at the 48. And there's Dickerson again doing his little dance as he thinks that Florida is offside.
Where's Dickerson, a transfer from Florida State,
Offside.
knows the Gators well.
On the defense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And going to see the movement. And then Dickerson does his little dance. There it is. There it is. Did that against LSU a few times as well. Najee Harris busts it outside. Najee Harris on his way. All the way down inside the 20-yard line. Donovan Steiner saved a touchdown.
It's as old as football is right there. This is a offensive guard pulls and kicks out. Foul the fullback, or this time it's the H-back Billingsley. It's the first play you put in as a running back. Just end man on the line of scrimmage, you kick out with the guard and you run right behind him.
Devontae Smith gets a block out on the outside. Najee Harris runs inside that block and picked up 29 yards.
Can you run the ball when you have to? The answer's been yes.
Ventrell Miller down at the end, shaken up with 5:52 remaining, and Alabama driving again. Coming up when we're done, Adam, Rick, and BJ break it all down and tell you who's going to the college football playoff in their opinion on the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage. Najee Harris having a sensational night. 242 total yards, 5 touchdowns. Alabama back in the red zone. First down at the Florida 18. Everybody shifts on both sides of the ball. Mac Jones takes the snap. Najee Harris takes the run down to the 15.
So remember, their goal for Alabama in this football game was, if we churn up a lot of plays in the first half. In the fourth quarter, we may be able to get this tired defense and run the ball if we have to at the end. So far, so good. 50 plays in the first half in the game so far. This will be their 80th coming up.
Wow. For 591 yards. Play action. Jones to the end zone. Touchdown, Devontae Smith. That might seal it, and that might be your Heisman Trophy winner, if that guy isn't.
Well, when you have 10 guys in the box, okay, 10 right there, you know it's one-on-one to the outside. Fake the play action, best receiver uncoverable, and easy touchdown.
Devontae Smith, he's going to win the Bolitnikoff Award, I can guarantee you that. Jalen Waddle says, man, I wish I was out there doing that.
That's exactly what he was thinking.
So Alabama, as has been the case all year, and that's Dickerson that's down the center. They've had an answer for every drive that somebody's put together against them.
I know the Alabama bench was upset about a play. I wonder if they feel somebody took a shot on Landon Dickerson.
And well, we got a lot of action going on. Zach Carter got his helmet off, and he's doing some chirping down there. And
Dan Mullen's out there.
And now he's getting into it with his own players and own teammates. Alabama getting the crowd incited. Dan Mullen doing the same thing. There is a flag, and we're going to go back and see what we can see.
Here he is. Keep your eye on him and see what happens around number 69. Pass is completed. Dickerson finishes his play inside on Slayton, number 56.
Thrown down.
Yep. Nothing too unusual there so far.
Dan Mullen on the ear of Matt Leffler. Oh, man.
I know.
Just talking about Landon Dickerson, the anchor of that offensive line, the center. He's a colorful character and a heck of a player. And, oops, he just popped up. I think he's still going to the cart, though. He is. Now, that's. Let's see anybody get hurt, especially 5 minutes left in a championship game.
Yeah, he's kind of the ultra ego of that offensive line.
Now his teammates, Najee Harris, the first to come out and pat him on the chest. Everybody else will do the same.
How about that for a guy who transferred into Alabama? How his teammates love his competitiveness and toughness.
What a scene that is, huh? And he's going, hey, let's finish off the next 5 minutes, fellas. Zachary Carter with the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as they take off Landon Dickerson. And from the pylon cam. And there you see over on the right side the weird landing of being thrown down. And even with all that, he had a smile on his face and winking as they take him to the Alabama locker room. We'll just cross our fingers and hope it's not something serious.
It's way over here it happens. He gets swung around on the play.
And landed weirdly on his left leg.
I don't think the pylon afterwards is what hurt him. I think as he whipped around, his leg hit funny, and that's what happened. I don't think it was when Slayton kind of got on top of him again. I don't think that's when it happened. I think it happened before that. I did not see anything with Carter, number 17.
That was unsportsmanlike conduct. Took his helmet off. Here's from the start of the play, just an easy pitch and catch off play action to Devontae Smith. And there, right at the 10-yard line, is or Landon Dickerson landed. Meanwhile, Reichert in for the point after to try to make it 52-38. And does.
So obviously Zachary Carter reacted after all of that to get the unsportsmanlike penalty.
Right. 90 points now in this game. That's the second most ever in an SEC championship game. And the third straight game for Alabama of 50-plus. Devontae Smith, just another average night. 15 catches, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Well, a lot of people are wondering, will he get more than the Biletnikoff? So let's go back to Desmond at Michigan, his year for the Heisman. You see it. Pretty close, huh?
Yes. The return yardage is an extra bonus. And Devontae had a punt return of 84 yards for a touchdown last week. This one just runs an inside route, easy pitch and catch, and just flips the ball to the official for his 17th receiving touchdown of the year. Look at the Alabama offense. 5 touchdown night, matching a career high for Mac Jones. 5 touchdowns for Najee Harris. And 15, 184, and 2, as I just mentioned, for Devontae Smith.
When we start to do these games all the time, we have to come up with an open, right? We always go, should we do the big 3? No, we did the big 3. Sure, well, what else are we going to do? Let's do the offensive line. Then we got another one. Well, let's do the big 3 again.
Yeah.
Well, the big 3 is pretty big. Will be interesting, though, if the voters split their votes a little bit between Devontae and Mac Jones, and someone else is able to sneak in there. You can you vote the way you want. I mean, Trevor Lawrence had a season, missed a couple games, but these 2 guys from top to bottom, I think Trask and Jones has had the most complete years.
I agree. Trask still not done. Quick throw to Kadarius Toney. Broke 1 tackle, dives forward almost to a first down. Might have gotten it, in fact. Florida with all their timeouts. They want to hustle here as much as possible.
Yeah, they'd like to score without using their timeouts.
Second down and a yard. Trask, pressure from behind. He got rid of it, but it's broken up. And Patrick Surtain breaks it up. Jamie?
Well, Alabama's calling it a lower leg injury for Dickerson, but I was able to gather as much that it was a knee for him when he went down. His teammate on the line, Alex Leatherwood, was seen crying on the sideline after that injury. Dickerson was smiling as he was going off, but it is a knee, guys.
Well, he is one of their most popular players, as you saw, with all his teammates around him. Kadarius Toney on a little slip screen with some blocker in front, got a first down.
That'll be an important loss for this football team as Alabama enters into the playoffs.
Yep. A much bigger loss than you would think, I think. Center is so important, and making a lot of the line calls and all of that.
And he plays a physical center too, you know, and really important setting that tempo from that position.
Trask. Down the middle, incomplete, intended for Pitts, and a flag.
Get holding or pass interference on Branch that time, number 14, I believe.
Pass interference on the defense, number 14, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Doing that middle read down the middle of the field. Branch got a tough matchup and then puts his hands on him and grabs him. You grab that jersey just a little bit like that. Here comes the flag.
So in Alabama territory, the Gator offense at the 46. Trask goes in and out of the hands of Jacob Copeland. Patrick Surtain in coverage.
I do have to laugh a little bit. When they put Toney and Pitts in the slot or at the H-back, they match up in this defense against the true freshmen like Malachi Moore and Branch. The 2 true freshmen are going, all right, we could cover somebody else. I mean, you know.
Boy, that guy's been good. They both have, but Malachi Moore playing that star position has been sensational for a 19-year-old.
And I mean, this is, I know we're freshmen and we get the bad duty, but this is pretty hard. See, number 13 is following number 1. There he goes.
2nd down and 10. Trask on a crossing route, got it complete. 1st down. Naquan Wright out of bounds. Will Anderson knocked him out.
Yep, that time Will Anderson, remember earlier in the game, peeling with the running back. He just didn't do it quick enough that time.
Florida up to the line in a hurry. Or trying to get set in a hurry. Now they shift everybody. Tight wide receiver grouping right now. And the running back again, knocked out by Josh Jobe. Naquan Wright again. They're trying to sneak those backs out there, and Jobe did a good job to stay with it.
They're still holding on to their 3 timeouts. They know that if they score, they'll probably go onside kick.
They're at the 25. They only need 2 yards for a 1st down, and there's only 3 minutes left. Naquan Wright, I don't think so. Yard shy. Dylan Moses, part of the group that made the stop. Sensational numbers. Mac Jones has the better of it right now, and his team's got the lead. Trask will keep it. He'll get the 1st down. He gets to the 20. And a little bit slow to get up, but he knows he's got to.
This has got to be, what, 7th or 8th run for Kyle Trask? Why don't we try that this is his 14th rush? A couple of them are sacks, but he has had to carry the football.
Trask backpedals. Trying to find a receiver. Finally does, but it's going to be a loss on the play to Trayvon Grimes and a flag.
There is no foul on the play. There is no foul on the play.
All right, let's pick that one up then.
In that particular play, and you can't think this fast, Florida would have been better off with an incomplete pass on that one.
Yeah, they lost 2.
Yep.
And they lost it down.
And you're going to have to take a timeout.
And they will with 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Playoff picture. If this lead holds, Florida goes by the wayside, and in the hunt is that group.
Yeah, and I think all of those teams deserve a strong saying with that committee. Cincinnati, undefeated. They at least need to be in the conversation. Texas A&M is going, Alabama's pretty good. Notre Dame is going, top to bottom. We lost, we split with Clemson, and Ohio State says, we only played 6. And I know you're going to hold against this, but we're Big Ten champs and we're undefeated. So this is going to be a tough one coming down the end.
Well, Notre Dame and Clemson split. The big question mark is 6 wins enough?
Yep. Got to believe that Notre Dame feels they're in. Florida, if they would have won this game, they would have been in the conversation big time, as good as Alabama is.
10th play of the Florida drive. They need to score pretty quickly with only 2 timeouts left. Trask going to the end zone. Pitts has got it. Touchdown, Florida. It's not over yet.
Kind of pulled down Brian Branch on the play, number 14. There's the matchup. See if he doesn't get his hand on him as the ball's in the air. His left hand, kind of, not enough. Tugged him a little bit, but not enough to make the call. From up here, I thought he kind of flung him down, but second look, no way.
Kyle Pitts from Kyle Trask again to cap a 75-yard drive in 10 plays.
He said they need to score fast.
They did. Brandon Dickerson's back out of the locker room to have a look.
Florida's going to go for 2 now, and if they're able to go onside kick and get it, they'll go 2 again if they have to try to tie it.
Now to 1 timeout.
Once you call the first timeout, you might as well take the second one and get everybody on board. If you're going for 2, it's worth a timeout.
So Trask has got Malik Davis in the backfield with him. Got a bunch set of receivers to the right, and Davis is going to join that group. 4 receivers basically to Trask's right.
Pitts to the
He's
left.
going the other way. And the one-handed attempt. Now a flag down. Daniel Wright came up with a football going the other way, but there's flags all over the place.
4 to the right, but 84 to the left.
Yeah. And Job dragged Pitts down. That's a penalty. And then the ricochet came off to Daniel Wright.
Gets his hand right in the collar right there and yanks, and it's
pass
good
interference
call.
on the defense, number 28. That penalty is half the distance. First down. Correction. Try down.
So another try as Trask comes over to talk to Dan Mullen. Is it number 11's number again?
Well, at least it puts the running play back in the call sheet. No doubt about that from that distance.
2-point attempt with just over 2 to play in regulation. Just outside the Alabama 1.
Same deal.
Trask looks over to the sideline saying hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And here he goes on a quarterback draw, and he's in. 2-point conversion for Trask. He's done this so many times, not only tonight, but during the course of the season. Barely touched. Mac Jones is going, what do I have to do to put these guys away?
Get the onside kick is what they got to do right now.
52-46.
Playing the analytics was Dan Mullen right there. He gets 2 chances for a 2-point play. He decided, might as well go for it right now, because if he was going to score twice, he was going for it on the second one for the win. His team is beat. He did not want to go overtime.
You see some receivers coming out here. Devontae Smith, Forrestal, the tight end. Patrick Surtain, the top guy in the secondary. Najee Harris, as the hands team comes out for Alabama. Brian Robinson's there, number 4 as well. All those guys catch passes is their forte. Recovering a kick is what's big right now. There it comes. Devontae Smith, and he grabs it and goes out of bounds. Maybe his best catch of the night. And Alabama's got the ball.
Great job. Kyle Trask fought the whole way in this football game, knowing that his defense had a tough one, and calmly Devontae says, I got this thing.
A couple of good bounces. It hits his right hand. His left hand corrals it. Kyle Trask wants the ball back. They might not get it. They've only got 1 timeout left. First down at the 47. That part doesn't really matter. Najee Harris behind Jones. He's the man. And no gain, maybe a yard for Najee. They're still pushing down there.
Dan Mullen takes his timeout.
That's it. With 1:52 remaining. So now 2 guys have joined the group with the most passing yards in SEC championship game history. Both passing Danny Orful. Trask with 4:08, Mac Jones 4:18.
So there's 112 seconds left in the game. Remember, there's two 40-second clocks, so Alabama can take 80 seconds off of the 112.
Steve Sarkisian there, letting them know that very thing.
Before fourth down. Florida could get the ball back with 20 to 25 seconds with a punt.
That guy is hoping they do. So is that coach hoping.
The importance of saving the timeouts there on that, those plays, just keeping 3 timeouts would have been huge.
Again, they've got that I formation with McMillan, the linebacker, in front of Najee Harris. And Najee is upended as soon as he got the ball by Zach Carter. And it's third down and 9. You see the play clock now at a half minute. The game clock at 1:40. The entire Alabama defense looking to the sideline. The Florida defense getting ready to get lined up and try to make a stop here.
I think Nick Saban will call timeout with 1 second to go.
Mac Jones is going to make his way over to the sideline to talk things over with the head coach and his offensive coordinator, Steve Sarkisian. And there is the timeout Gary talked about, with 1:13 to go and a third down and 9. Florida again out of timeouts. Now the question is, you've got arguably the best quarterback in the country on 3rd and 9. Do you let him throw one?
I wouldn't, but it's a new world. I'm eating 40 seconds and taking my chances. I'd run the ball. The play takes maybe 3 seconds to run if it's a short gain like the last 2 have been.
And if they bounce it out and pick up more than 9 yards, it's the ball game.
Again, 73 seconds in the game, 40-second clock, so there's 33 seconds available. After a punt, Florida gets the ball with 25 seconds to go in the game.
Najee Harris has carried the ball 30 times tonight. Here comes number 31, trying to bounce it outside, and he's not going anywhere. Brad Stewart brings him down. But now the clock will run, as Gary talked about.
Florida playing 11-man rush defense. Very hard to pick up any yards. Alabama's just basically trying to run to the wide side of the field to kill another 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. And remember who's back there. Darius Toney.
Right. Clock winding down. Under 30 now. And down to 26.
A perfect punt would be just out of bounds, right? You don't want to take the chance of Toney. And remember, if there's a Hail Mary, they've got this number 84 that plays for Florida that's 6'6" tall.
The drama takes us down in the last 26 seconds. 4th down. Alabama's second punt only of the night upcoming. Trask warming up on the sideline, hoping for at least a shot. And that guy averages 13.7 per punt return. And he does have a touchdown against Kentucky to his credit as a punt returner.
Devontae Smith is on the field chasing down this punt from the gunner position. It's top of your screen.
Charlie Scott to punt. And hits a dandy. Toney way back at the 9. Made one guy miss, but not the second one.
Great coverage. A perfect punt.
Helms with the tackle. There's 16 seconds left. No timeouts for the Gators.
Every completion for Florida, well, they get, what, 3 or 4 plays, has to be for a first down.
To try to get themselves set up for a Hail Mary at the end. But they're a long, long way from that goal line on the other end.
Just a terrific football game for both these teams, but really salute this Florida team hanging in there. Watching the game at the beginning of the second quarter and through the second quarter, it looked like they were underwater, but they came back.
Trask inside his own 5. Hit! And he's dropped, and that'll do it! They're not going to have time for another play. They can't get their players back. It's over. Alabama survives in a great SEC championship game in Atlanta. That's the one thing you couldn't have happen if you had any hope, was to take a sack.
Now, Kyle Trask doesn't have to put his head down, I'll tell you that now. This Alabama football team, we know how good they are. They showed it, but both of these teams tonight put on a show.
It's hard to see everybody's faces with masks on, especially the coaches, but it looked like when Nick Saban shook hands with Dan Mullen, he had a little bit of a smile on his face as if to say, holy cow, was that a game? Here's the last sack, the 5th one of the night for Alabama.
Christian Harris is the one who cleans it up. He's in that spy position, and when he runs up in the pocket, he gets it.
They don't come much better than this one. Landon Dickerson says, those are my guys. Doing his little dance on the cart this time. Jamie's with Nick Saban.
Coach, was that final play emblematic of how tough your defense had to be all night?
Well, I tell you what, they're a very challenging team, and we certainly didn't match up with them, and that was my concern going in, but got to give our team a lot of credit. Offense responded every time they needed to so that we could stay ahead in the game. Special teams made the plays they need to make at the end of the game, so it's a great team win. We knew it'd have to be this way, so I'm excited for our players. I'm excited for our fans. You know, it's something significant to me to win the SEC championship. Florida's got a great team, and we knew it'd be a tough game, and it's probably good for us to be in a dogfight, and we were certainly in one tonight.
You had a lot of, you didn't have a lot of challenges up until this point this season. What can you say about the way Kyle Trask pushed your defense this evening?
Well, I just think that, you know, 84-1, I mean, those two guys we couldn't guard. All right, so there was a lot of problems. We make a play down here that would have, you know, and we're offsides on defense, an undisciplined type play, but hey, there's a lot of great plays in this game on both sides of the ball. I'm just proud of our guys because they did what they had to do to win. And, you know, Kyle Trask did a great job, and so did their receivers. And, you know, we didn't cover them very well.
Where's the appreciation for you for Mac Jones?
Well, my appreciation is for every guy on our team. Now, these guys have worked hard all year long. It's been a tough year, a lot of disruptions. They've handled it extremely well. And to win the SEC championship is something I'm very proud of. And now I'm sure they'll get an opportunity to go to the playoffs.
Congratulations, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Well, Mac Jones, they call him the Joker. No joke about this game. It was a classic all the way through. 52-46. Congratulations to the Crimson Tide of Alabama. They're your 2020 SEC champions. That's going to do it for Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, Brad Nessler saying so long for Atlanta. 52-46. What a game. College football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage is up after these messages from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Good night.